This week on Gettin Deep, we had 3 neuroscientists, Andre, Caerwen and Melissa, and I asked them all the weird questions that I have to do about the things that go on in my brain and how they might be affected. You know, things like lucid dreaming, astral projection, benders, ADHD, depression, concussions, having a thought, or do you think in a monologue? Which one? All of them. Had all them kind of chats and plenty more. 2.5 hours of absolute weird, chaotic madness with my little inputs and add little questions. So, get into it. Also, before we get there, you know, subscribe, like, share, leave a review on Spotify. Someone left a 1-star review, so it looks like I've got, like, not that great a score because 1 star. They must have been having a bad time. Isn't everyone always in training?
So true.
I think, yeah, I'll say that for the rest of my life.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, and that's how you
Always
get away
learning.
with
Yep. And if you're not, you're dumb.
That's right.
I mean, hey, that's a good point. Or you're just super arrogant.
it. Yeah,
That's
Dunning-Kruger.
That's what dumb is, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Sounds about right, eh?
All right, sweet. All right, well, cheers for coming on. I'll let you introduce yourself.
I'm Melissa. I'm a PhD student I think I'm in my 3rd year, hard to tell. I research concussion biomarkers, specifically blood-based biomarkers and neuroimaging that matches up with those blood biomarkers so we can help diagnose and prognose concussion injury.
I'll just say concussion expert to make it quick.
Oh,
There we go.
We're all concussed.
I don't know. I've only been concussed twice that I know of.
oh, that's not great.
That's not
Oh,
many.
we're going to share some really bad facts with
That's
you.
not many.
Surprisingly, I'm good at not getting knocked out,
I'm not.
Oh, that doesn't count as a
It's a good skill
concussion.
to have, though.
especially when you get punched.
Yeah,
That's
if you're classifying it as not been knocked out, then yeah, we got some facts for you. So that's great.
You're going to tell me I'm real brain damaged?
Maybe.
Not going to be a surprise for anyone.
My name is Caerwen, and I'm also in my 3rd year of being a PhD student. I also study concussion, but I look at brain activity after injury and if it links to symptoms.
Sweet. This is the best. There's heaps of concussion experts telling me I'm sick.
My name's Andre Avila. I'm in my 2nd year of PhD in neuroscience, specializing in concussion. I'm more centered around cognition, brain inflammation, brain metabolism, which are kind of like measuring chemicals in the brain, and seeing if we can use some interventions to try and get people better if they're still experiencing symptoms.
Sweet. So better from like anything.
Better from the symptoms after a concussion. So.
Okay. So concussions. Okay, sweet. Awesome. So I think I might start with some concussion if you think I might be a bit spastic from it. I guess for anyone else who's listening, what classifies a concussion? Like from my experience, you're concussed if you're confused after a hard hit on the head. That's pretty much the best way to know if you got a concussion, right? Or is there another way?
It's sort of like any alteration in brain function. You don't have to be confused. My last concussion, I got car doored on the way back from
You
my
got hit in
lunch
the head
break.
with a car door?
No. I was cycling and someone opened a car door. And it's not actually as funny as it seems on the movies. Actually,
I reckon it's still going to be pretty funny if you're the
really
watcher.
really gets you. I didn't realize that I had a concussion because the adrenaline, and then it wasn't until, and then I went back to work. I was finishing up an experiment, and I all of a sudden couldn't do this like basic maths that I did all day, every day. Couldn't do it in my sleep. Like I asked a colleague who I knew wasn't very good at maths, is this right? And they were quite confident that it wasn't. And I thought, that's not good for me, is it? And then they...
So you weren't certain if it was wrong or right?
I was writing it down and I thought, I know this is wrong and I cannot make it right. And I'm doing my best. But you go into shock, so you don't have to be confused. I was like, all right, thanks, lady. No worries, I'm fine. actually fractured my elbow and had a concussion.
Okay.
And then I went back to work until my colleagues were like, you got concussed, like go to the emergency department. And I went to the emergency department and they said I'd fractured my elbow and then tried to recruit me
Don't go to sleep.
into my own study. No, you can go to sleep. You can.
Oh, what? Is that like a false thing? Of, like,
Yeah.
no sleep?
We've updated our research since then.
Oh, okay. So what's the difference? You can sleep.
Yeah.
What's the...
If you feel tired, you can sleep. If you don't have a fracture in your skull or something that means that you need to be in the hospital for an extended time, you don't have a huge bleed on your brain, yeah, you're tired, go to sleep.
The not sleeping came from whether it was going to be like mild or moderate or severe. So if it went past a concussion, they would be worried about inflammation and essentially your
waking up,
brain.
right?
Well, your brain can expand inside your skull. So, but that's not a concussion. That's then past a concussion. So before, kind of when they started figuring out everything, they would say don't sleep in case this happens and you can go back to the hospital. But now we have like CT and MRI scans and things they do for more severe injuries. So yeah, if you just have a concussion and you get the okay, you can go to sleep. Actually, it's probably best to sleep. You want to reduce as much stimulus as possible.
Oh, okay. So go to sleep after a concussion. That's going to fucking cook some people.
Yeah, and also I think
Have a couple ibuprofen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like inflammation is your biggest enemy in the first few hours after a concussion.
So don't go and drink alcohol and eat sugar.
Well, no,
Probably not advisable.
rest is the biggest one.
It's probably the opposite of everything I've done after a concussion.
Probably, but you know.
Don't go back to work and try and do maths.
Well, I don't think I've ever had an injury where I've hit my head during work hours. It's always been skateboarding or drinking or something stupid.
It's most of the time people get concussed.
Normal times.
I live close to work. I didn't want anyone to ask me questions during my lunch break, so I cycled home for lunch.
And decided to drive into a car.
Cycle back.
Fuck that camera, don't worry. I don't know what's wrong with it today. It's been an arsehole. So we've got two other angles. There's no side angle this one.
Oh, good.
Cycle back, and she wasn't looking. I was in a cycle lane. I had a helmet on, and I did a big dramatic tumble.
Did you do like have you seen Wayne's World? And just...
That's exactly what I thought of.
I literally did a little somersault in the air, and then I rolled onto the ground, and then I was like, whoa.
Oh, so you like landed on your ass and you're like, oh, I'm all right.
No, I rolled from the air, like rolled down.
You're fully over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't faceplant. Come good.
Another good concussion fact is you don't have to hit your head to get a concussion.
Oh, what? No, don't say that.
No, you don't. You
don't.
don't.
Fuck. Okay.
This is when you were like, oh, I haven't had that many. And I was like, yeah, sure. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore. What do you mean? What else? How else do you get a concussion?
This is where it gets funny because when you're looking at like the dynamics of a concussion, it's the mood, it's a starting and stopping.
So it's just like a sudden, oh, fuck.
Yeah, so the impact itself, let's just say, you know, someone gets tackled on the field and they hit the ground. You don't have to hit your head necessarily to have the impact transfer to the head. So you're actually getting this movement of neurons. They kind of just, you know.
Just a twist, like a jolt.
The jolt, yeah.
If you got some jelly, you've got a ball of jelly and you put it in a glass of water, you don't have to hit the glass too hard to break the jelly. You just have to shake the
Give
glass.
it a shake. You're like when you shake a baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they say don't do that. Don't shake the baby.
You just got to...
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But then that's you as an adult also.
Well, I think I've been doing that to myself. So headbanging would essentially...
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it's called a subconcussive.
That sucks for metalheads.
I was going to say,
That's how I got all my concussions. Rocking out to
Definitely some of them.
make them suffer.
So Hayley Williams, I think, is the singer in Paramore. One of her album covers is actually her neck MRI, the damage that she's done to her spinal cord from headbanging, and undoubtedly that she would have subconcussive injuries from doing that.
All right. So even if you were, say, like, bum slammed the floor, that would up your spine into your head, could give you a concussion? I like the fact you were worried about that not happening. I think that's good.
In theory, but it's more to do with like the pulling force on the brain itself.
It's
so
still
like
jolting around here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
and if you think about the brain, it's attached to the brainstem, and then that's going down. Like, it's not just free floating either.
Yeah.
So any pull forward is going to cause, it's like shearing forces.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's stretching and potentially, but it's more rotational than it is like smack on your butt. It's going up to your head. It's,
Okay. Good. Yeah. Good. That's good then. It's
think
more
tackling.
It's more shaking as opposed to
Yeah.
like a hard hit.
Yeah.
Cool.
But your brain's soft, your skull is hard.
Yeah.
You do something that moves your head quickly, your brain's surrounded in this fluid, your brain will bounce against your skull. If your brain bounces against your skull hard enough, that constitutes a concussion.
Okay. Sweet.
Technical term for that is a coup contra coup injury. If you, let's say you hit on the side of your head, that point of impact is going to move the brain that way, but also have transfer forces back. So
Yeah.
you're actually
The
affecting
vibration from that goes through. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're affecting both sort of, both ends of the
So
brain.
it should counteract, right? Make it like an equal.
You would, yeah, I mean, you'd hope so, but
might test
unfortunately
that
it's more
theory.
like doubling
Double
than
or
it is
nothing.
subtracting. Yeah.
I know. I was hoping for the best there.
Well, we can cross our fingers, but that's not what we find, so.
So I guess because you've had over 10 concussions, right?
Yeah, I think about 9 or 10.
And you did a brain scan that made you find out that you had ADHD because of that, correct?
No.
No, okay.
I learned that I had ADHD after my honours year, which was actually before I started in neuroscience.
Okay. So
But it did confirm
the theory.
my diagnosis, which, because the diagnosis is things that everybody experiences all the time, it's hard to really quantify like what it is, what it isn't. And I was like, well, I'm doing okay in life. Like maybe this psychiatrist is very wrong with this diagnosis.
Well, it's because they call it a disorder when it's not. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're going to get to that. I've still got some concussion questions. That
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Hit us.
How
Oh,
do
is
you
that a pun?
like? No, don't stress. I'll keep this boat flowing in the right direction. What on a brain scan makes a concussion obvious? Like, what is there like things that make it very clear? So if you've like someone like me who's never had a brain scan before, and then you put me under one, you're like, he's clearly concussed as fuck.
Short answer, no.
No, there's
Cool.
nothing on a brain scan that you can get at hospital that can say you've had a concussion.
Sick.
So part of what I'm doing is looking at brain activity using an EEG.
Yep.
So there's no way to look at an EEG and be like, yeah, you've had a concussion, but I'm hoping to link like specific activity we see or potentially in different regions or something along those lines with the symptoms people experience in acute and chronic. So like short term and long term after the injury, but no, there's absolutely nothing that can just brum brum.
Ignore that. Sorry, listeners. You heard 1,000 bikes ride past. They'll be gone in a minute.
But yeah, no, there's nothing. A part of, I guess, what we are all doing is trying to find some way to be able to diagnose it with multiple things. That's Mel's area in particular is looking at biomarkers so that we can have some tests to be like, oh, you are concussed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So there's ideas at first, but not later on down the track. So someone like me, it's like, we'll find out maybe.
Kind of, yeah. It's a lot of checklists at the moment and how you got it, what you're doing at the time, how you felt afterwards.
And obviously there's inherent bias in the fact that you're asking a concussed person if they're concussed.
Well, yeah, I think it's like the only way I would know. I think, as I said, twice maybe. It's because like slightly confused, but I wasn't. From everyone I've seen get concussions, I was like, I wasn't that bad.
Well, I actually got a concussion and didn't know for 2 days that I had a concussion.
How'd you find out 2 days later? Is that how late some of the onset can be?
It wasn't.
It can be much
Yeah.
longer than that, yeah.
I think
So 10 years later.
The trajectory is very
Well-
interesting. If you look at graphs of inflammation, metabolites, graphs of symptoms even, it's very strange. And some people experience it very differently as well. So
Really?
sometimes you can have anti-inflammatory effects that try and compensate and then worsen over time. It's very strange.
it's also the symptoms you experience. I think people go in with like a bias of, oh, I haven't thrown up and I haven't got a headache, so I don't have a concussion, which is just so far from the truth. There are so many different symptoms you could have. And similar to Mel, I was in a high stress environment, but after 2 days, I had very cognitive related symptoms, which kind of I was aware that my brain was behaving differently. So there was a bit of like light sensitivity and things, but after that point, I was like, oh, I could have had a concussion. And then it dawned on me, and when I actually went through the symptoms, knowing them, I was like, oh yeah, I've got a concussion. That's what that is.
Yeah.
But being in research, had no idea.
I was very annoyed. I had to take the week off work. I had so much stuff to do. I was like, who will do it in my absence? Nobody. And I'll have more work when I get back. But I had some time off, and for some reason, I kept walking into the shed. I've just been doing some house, and I need to go into the shed. But I think that's because I was really heavy into a bit of woodworking at the time, and my brain thought, that's what we're doing. So I'd walk into the shed, but I'd finished all my things, but I had nothing to do, and my brain was just like, go into the shed. And then I'd be like, in the shed, why am I in here? God damn it, not again. And like you do with someone with Alzheimer's, dementia, I put a note on the back door and write, nothing for you in the shed, Mel. It was like...
You're making me feel like I'm very concussed.
I did warn you.
I genuinely walk into rooms sometimes like, oh, yeah, get on. I'm like, I fucking don't know what I'm in here for. And they're like, I don't need to be in here. And then I get out. And then I'll come back and I'll cut laps sometimes.
Oh, no, I do that generally, but I don't usually make the effort to walk outside and go into the shed.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
It's like spiders in there and
The
stuff.
symptoms aren't super indicative of concussion, and that's the other point.
I might just be on retarded.
I didn't say it.
Think of it this way: the most
me
common
too.
symptom of concussion is just fatigue.
Yeah.
Well, I know why I have that when I've got that, so that's all good. I
Yeah.
know how to fix that. I spent a long time trying to sleep as minimal as possible, so...
I mean, that'll do it.
That's- Yeah.
Yeah, I got down to
advised.
5.5 hours a night for a while, and then...
On purpose?
Yeah. I have this theory, right? If you get an extra hour a day, that's 7 hours a week. That's a whole workday extra in a week. So I was like, why would I want to sleep 8 hours when I could sleep 6?
Like that is...
It's
from
2
a
extra days.
I love the
productivity-
logic there.
Yeah, 100% checks out, productivity-wise, but for your brain itself, not great. Not great. Not
Also, then you're tired and then you don't feel like being as
5.5 hours, I was
productive.
good. It was anything less than 5.5 hours in any of those days, I'd be fucked.
How did 5.5 compare to 7?
My optimal's like 6.
How does 6 compare to 5.5?
Yeah, 6 is fine.
6, I've got leeway to fuck up. So I can wake up in the middle of the night and solve a problem. But at 5.5, if I don't sleep 5.5 dead straight, if I wake up any of that, then the whole day's screwed. And I'm like, ugh. So I was doing 6 for a while. I do 8 now because the difference between 6 and 8 to me is I can dream in 8. At 6, I don't dream at all.
6 you don't dream?
No dreams. It's just sleep. Body's
I
recovering.
can dream in an hour.
But 8,
Probably.
I can if I'm sleep deprived. If I have an hour or a power nap, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's probably where you're deprived of REM sleep specifically.
Yeah.
Because you dream all throughout sleep, but it's REM specifically where you get the real,
Remember it.
the proper crazy dreams, because that's when your brain is really just dialing it in. But it's interesting because have you heard of Matthew Walker, the neuroscientist?
Not, I might have read his stuff, but I don't know the name for it.
He's got a book called Why We Sleep, and that's a scary book.
What's his reason for sleep? What is the core
Well,
base?
he goes through, I can't recall exactly off the top of my head, but he'll go through he'll take, let's just say, an NFL team, and he'll measure all of the hours they get at night to sleep, and he'll say, well, look, let's say 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, the propensity to have injuries rapidly decreases exponentially with less hours of sleep.
Okay.
Propensity to, be able to solve problems, emotional regulation. Because when you sleep, there's a lot of things that go on. Your glial cells shrink, cerebral spinal fluid drains out of the brain. It's very good for brain health generally. And then, it gives you a chance to recharge. You get memory reconsolidation. You also get things like a lot of REM sleep as well. It's kind of like processing emotions as well. When you dream, you feel things just as if you're awake.
Oh, I've got a big stuff on dreams.
Yeah.
I think we might as well get into it after this. I've got one question. I'm going to go backwards, but then come forwards.
Yeah. Oh, we can get
Stop
into that.
derailing
then.
the conversation,
I'm derailing the
Andre.
conversation.
We're on concussion at the moment.
I'm like, I could go here, but there's one thing I have in my head that I've got to ask you about. So I had a thing that happened the other day, and I'm concerned it might be a concussion thing now. It was 6 p.m. I was on a bender, but I hadn't slept for 36 hours at this point, and I was just drinking. And we walked out of this casino in Melbourne, and I was like, man, it's hell busy for 6 a.m, eh? And my mate's like, what kind? I was like, look at all the people around, 6 a.m. It's fucking why is there so many people out? He's like, dude, it's 6 p.m. And I was just like, I remember thinking like, nah, it's definitely the morning. But it wasn't. It was definitely 6 p.m. And I was like, is that a concussing?
I'm going to say that's an alcohol sleep deprived thing.
Okay. That's the first time it's ever happened. I was like, this is fucking weird.
This is in the casino as well?
That just sounds like...
we're awake.
What's that?
Is this at the casino, you said?
Well, they call them casinos. It's like a pub with pokies in it.
Right. It's not
Yeah. The same. They look the same. It's like the lights in
Yeah.
there. I think it was the feeling of walking out of that. Usually the only time I walk out of a casino is at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And it was 6 p.m., which is
Also,
odd.
they're made like that so that you lose track of time.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, we weren't in there the whole time. We were somewhere else 45 minutes before that. We just went in and then into the smoking area, which was looking out in the street in Melbourne, in the city. And I was like, oh, there's heaps of people at 6 a.m.
I'm going to go with the 36 hours of straight drinking.
It wasn't 36 hours of straight drinking. I was just awake
sorry.
for 36 hours.
36 hours of being awake with intermittent drinking.
Oh, no, it was, once the drinking started, it didn't stop.
You just said it wasn't straight drinking.
It wasn't because it was I had my normal day, and then I started drinking Friday night, and this was Saturday night, so it's actually longer. It was 48 hours. Sorry,
Well, that starts to make a bit more sense now.
Yeah.
that actually was about
seems
24
more
hours of
likely.
drinking.
Yeah, I think that'll do it. I really
Yeah.
do. I don't think you need a concussion for that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's
so
good. That's good then. That makes me
one,
feel better.
Right off. That one's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, now we'll get back to the dream. So,
I will say the symptoms of sleep deprivation and concussion are not too far apart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, once I was awake for 76 hours, and you just like,
Oh, it's weird.
yeah, you start having like things you see in like the periphery. You can't control like your body temperature properly. I was busy writing my honours thesis, so I also hadn't consumed anything but mother, and
Caffeine's painful.
and pot noodles. So, but I was not because I was hungry, but I needed to do whatever I was doing. And you feel sick, you feel like you've got a headache. That could also be the mother, but those symptoms are like very similar.
Similar to concussion. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I've tested my areas of trying to sleep just dead sober. And I did 3 days, and I was like, this is fucking weird. Everything gets very weird at that point.
Yeah, there is a reason they take you to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to. I
can
think
tell.
of myself as a human experiment.
I
many
think we all
things.
should at some point, to be fair.
Yeah.
If you could make sleep into a drug, everyone would take the drug. It would be the-
It's called
yeah.
heroin, dude. It already exists. Half of America's addicted to it.
Yeah, but can we do it without the other side effects?
addicted to sleep. The thing with sleep, man, it's like it's the most performance enhancing, cognitively enhancing, mood boosting, recovering, muscle growing drug.
But
You know.
there is oversleep.
That's debatable.
Really?
Research
Yeah.
is debatable because when you think oversleep, most of the studies, well, I don't know about the studies, but when you think about oversleeping, much of it is not actually sleeping. So take anhedonia, for example, the type of depression that's where you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to do
Yeah.
anything, no motivation. They oversleep. But if you track their sleep, they're actually not sleeping that much.
Yeah, just
They're
laying there.
they're in bed, trying to sleep, unmotivated. Technically, you can't really oversleep. But the thing is, though, a lot of people do report oversleeping and feeling groggy. Like that's still a well-reported phenomena. So it's a tough one. But the literature's a little tricky on that one.
It is, and there was recent ones about just sleeping whenever you feel tired, that you should just
Power naps.
pretty much, yeah,
I do that.
to lean
Power
into
naps.
it.
I can't nap. I'm not.
You're not tired enough then.
I love a nap.
I'm tired enough. I think I'm too stressed.
No, once you get tired enough, you can do 20-minute power naps like that. Like I
20
can
minutes
sleep
is
in
not
this
long
chair, I can sleep on that floor, 20 minutes, just put a pillow down, that's it, and I'll wake up after 20 minutes. And I'm like, 4 hours, I'm good.
How do you feel after that 20 minutes of power nap?
Perfect. It's the best.
Yeah, because you're probably not sleeping enough to answer anything like, anything too deep.
No, that's it. It's like I read a study on it and I tested it and I was
cycle.
like, this rules. It's the best.
It's so good.
Was
So
it 40, 45 minutes is what they recommend to do a full cycle and then wake
I
up?
can't do it though. I like.
Sucks for
I've
you.
tried. Yeah.
I love a nap.
Sleep 6 hours a
tried.
night. Trust me, you'll get there.
I do sleep about 6 hours. That's about how much I get every night. And then sometimes a bit less, but then every 2 weeks I have what I like to call a lying down day,
Oh, he's dead.
where I sort of get up to eat, go to the bathroom, drink some water, and then I drift in and out of consciousness while watching mindless things on my phone.
And none of you's lucid dream.
Oh, I lucid dream.
You do?
Hard.
I have only just
Yeah.
realised what that was.
You get in
in the
control of your
past 6
dream.
months.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
Multiple times a week.
No, you can like
But it's only
get full control.
well,
Yeah.
You're in 20% of the population.
I like multiple times a
it
week.
just started happening about the start of this year,
I love it.
and it's so inconvenient.
What do you mean? It's
I'm
the best.
tired. I want to be asleep. I don't
You
want
are
to be
asleep.
making decisions.
I
when
found
I'm
when I was
asleep.
lucid dreaming a lot more, I was more energized when I woke up.
That's interesting because most people don't report that.
That's how I felt. I was like, I'm living 2 lives. This rules.
But one of the times though, I went for 2 weeks. And I was just like living my life in my dream. And then I woke up and I was like,
Isn't that the best?
no, now I've got to do it all again. I was like going to meetings and stuff.
Oh, you lived your normal life in your dream.
Yeah.
I have also had that happen.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Don't do that.
No.
So this is funny because about 20% of the population report being able to lucid dream. 2030, I think. Lucid
That was
dream.
that high. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, who report being able to lucid dream? But what's funny is that a lot of them report that the sleep they get is not very restorative, especially with that, because I have that as well.
Tell you what, that was not restorative. Because then
Yeah.
I got up and I was like, I got to go to work, and I've been doing it for 2 weeks.
A lot of it's funny because it's
You're not really
really
in control then. You gotta change it.
Correct.
Yeah.
I've had a lucid dream.
But I'm talking to people and I'm going, like, I know that I'm going to a different place.
Nah,
No,
that's
so
not-
no, that's
not lucid.
no.
No, that's
I've been
not?
in a lucid dream, right? And I remember being in a bathroom. It's still so vivid. Like the most vivid dreams, being in a bathroom, and I was like, oh, I really don't like how this bathroom looks. And I was like, I want to push that wall like out and make it bigger. And I was aware I was dreaming, so I was like, okay, I know I can push this wall out further. Like I just have to really want it. And it took a bit, but then it just moves. And I was like, yeah, killing it.
You just have to believe. That's all it is. I
It's-
learned, because
yeah.
Well, okay,
I've
so
been
what
like
am I
changing the
doing
colour of
then?
the sky
Yeah.
and shit. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
purple, orange, green. It's
I
fucking
can
rules.
just like
Flying?
leave
Yeah,
where
flying.
I am.
That's the best.
And go somewhere else, and then I can like talk to people.
It's like almost there, but no, it's like having the ability. It's like an awareness that you are dreaming.
I
First
know
of
that
all.
I'm dreaming. It's
Yeah,
why
but
it's so
then
annoying.
you like,
Have
like
full
okay, I'm
control.
dreaming, and I know I'm dreaming, which means I can control these situations, and I don't want to do this anymore, so I'm going to change it to be like this. And you actively like put thought into changing it. So if you were going to work and you were like, I'm dreaming,
Yeah,
like, I
and
don't
then
wanna
Yours
do this
sounds more
anymore.
like a lucid nightmare.
Yeah, you can just be like, I don't want to do this anymore, and then fly.
but there was one time I was just like, do you want to go get a drink to like probably one of you? And then we did. It was like the middle of the day.
I think you're like half aware. I've been in them dreams where you're like, I know I'm dreaming, but you can't do shit about it. It's kind of like you just start doing stuff. Whereas like a lucid dream, you're like, I'm a dream and I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I recently had a dream where the night before, had a very specific dream, told everyone about it the next day. In my dream that night, was in the dream telling my mum about the dream I'd had the night before. It's wild.
That's some
I
inception.
did have.
I have inception dreams all the time.
I also been having those inception ones. Once I become aware,
You wake up again, but you wake up in a dream.
I have that 3
and
or 4
then I'm in a
times.
dream,
Like a
and
loop.
then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
So annoying.
And then I'm in another dream, and they're all very like vivid,
Yeah.
like, and it's just so annoying. I'm just like,
That happens to me in naps.
I want to rest.
I will have a nap and then know I need to get up, have a dream I've gotten up, fully see like everything around me, and then realize
up
I'm
again.
still dreaming, and then wake up, think I'm awake this time, and actually not. And it happens like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Do you also get sleep paralysis in that same situation when that happens?
I get that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you always bad things for sleep paralysis for you?
I get weird things to sleep paralysis. So mainly if I'm stressed out, it's sleep paralysis. The examples I can think of, I remember I was on a job in down south. No, it was up north, wherever. Somewhere out of Perth. Anyway, and we were in the in the hotel room. I remember looking at, like, in my dream, I was looking up at the night sky. And then the night sky was actually the lighting fixture. And I was looking at that and I was still dreaming. I couldn't move. And I'm like, that's really weird. I'm looking at the night sky, but I know it's the light. I can't move. And then took like 10, 20 minutes before I could, I'm like, all right, I'm actually meant to be asleep right now. Let's go back to bed.
But you're not getting like the screaming demons or anything. You're just getting like, that's nice.
So yeah,
That's just peaceful.
I've never had that. And I'm so thankful I haven't.
My partner gets the
Sleep
screamy
paralysis demons.
Oh, the suck incubus,
I don't know what they are.
the nightmare, the old
But
painting by Henry Fuseli.
It's I have no idea.
That's where sleep paralysis, I think, was
What
first
he says is like
conceptualized in art.
some sort of like
Oh.
something there, and when I'm not there, but he knows that I'm there because he's asleep but also conscious, and he does this horrible thing where he goes because he can't move his mouth properly, and he goes like gruntedly goes
trying to get help.
like
It's like a scene from The Conjuring,
as
eh?
loud as he can, but in the most strained voice.
Yeah.
So I'm dreaming, and then this horrible comes into my dream, and then my dream becomes a horrible nightmare until I wake up. And then I'm like, oh, right, all right. Up you get.
Yeah, so that's apparently it's really to do with stress and like emotional load.
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I've had that happen once where it was a terrifying sleep paralysis moment. I was a little kid in my old house. I remember I was looking at the door down the hallway, and I remember this woman just appeared in my doorway facing,
Leave.
and she looked like the Grudge, right? And just standing straight, long black hair, looking out the hallway, and I was just staring at her. I couldn't move, and then she quickly turned to face me. Like, and I was a little kid. I hadn't seen horror movies or anything. Just quickly turned. I saw this creepy looking Grudge, scary woman face, and I woke up, freaked out, crying. I'm like, all right, that wasn't very, that wasn't great.
That's what before we lived together, that's what my partner did one time. Saw this like ghostly woman in a white night dress or something.
Yeah.
And then he woke up and then called the police.
Yeah.
I've never called the police from the things that I've seen. Which is
But I
kind
think
of a
that was
bonus.
the first occasion.
Yeah, it's
And
pretty.
then I got a white night dress, and then I thought it was funny.
makes you
He
wonder,
didn't
like,
think it was as funny.
Fucking cruel.
the parallels.
Just one night in the room, just it's a fuck.
Get out.
So on a neuroscience side of things, what is it that makes dreams like? Obviously, you lucid dream, so you know there's like the power of changing the world. How is that different to like normal life? Like, why can you do it in your dreams but you can't do it in real life? Obviously, apart from physical realm, but like, why can your brain do it and see it happen like it's real? Anyone got any takes
I
on
think that
that?
was a lot of
That's
questions.
a funny
in
one.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of theories about dreams. Lucid dreaming is a funny one because it's I don't know much about the literature specifically on lucid dreaming, but there is an emotional component to dreams, and it's funny. Like, you can kind of do this experiment. Like, if you have a dream, you feel it so intensely.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a scary dream, you feel scared. If you have a dream where you're like, I don't know, you're like happy, you feel happy. If you have like a dream about lust, hey, good on you. But you feel it really intensely. And so a lot of that is because in REM sleep, where you get these like really crazy dreams, you feel the emotional load of the day. Apparently that's been well established, where like if you have quite an emotionally fueled day, that's going to manifest in the dreams as a way of processing it. Limbic regions getting activated and sort of storing that through hippocampal dependent, all that kind of stuff. Consolidating memories. And so there's like this emotional component to it. Lucid dreaming is an interesting one because, you know, you're aware that you're dreaming.
And you can do anything.
And you can do anything.
Literally fucking anything. I've done some wild shit.
I know there's an active community of people online who are trying to learn how to lucid dream.
It's pretty, like, it took me about a month. And the way I did it was I drew a dot on my hand, and anytime my phone vibrated, I'd look at my hand and I'd see the dot, and then I'd ask myself 3 questions. And the 3 questions were, do you remember waking up this morning? Because when you're in a dream, you're kind of just there. Is there a mirror nearby? Because every time I see my reflection in a mirror, it's not a fucking reflection. It's some weird warbly shit.
Yeah, the dream mirrors.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
But you can, like, if you
What
like,
do you
have I
mean?
seen a mirror? Oh, if you try and look at your reflection,
You can see yourself in a mirror in a dream.
not when you know you're dreaming. It's not your reflection anymore. It's some other shit. It's real weird.
I feel like
It's the same with faces and things. It's like when you dream, you know who it is inherently. but
It doesn't actually look like that.
it's not always like detailed. You just you know who it is, but if you were to actually look at their face, it's not always as detailed as seeing a face.
Try like I have like I recall my dreams and then write them.
I write them down as well. Yeah.
And the more specific you get, the more you'll realize that things aren't the same. So like I'll have places where I'm like I'm here, but then I'll write what it looks like. And I'm like it doesn't look like that in real life, but it was there. I'm like, how the fuck is that the
It's
same
a
place?
knowing than it is a memory.
I guess we're all having different dreams.
I hope so. We're all having the same dream. I'm very concerned.
We're actually
That's
we're all
like paralysis
traveling to the
dreams.
same place.
No, but I mean like conceptually
isn't
quite
that
different. Like often, like Andre was describing, when you consolidate your day.
What do you dream about, Mel?
Work. She said that.
I literally quite often do dream about work.
And about going for drinks with us, apparently.
Yeah,
That's kind of cute.
but also horrible nightmarish situations on top of that. I wish I could start a film production company for like horror movies. I think it'd be quite successful based on what I've got.
I quite literally wrote. I had a 3-day dream. I didn't sleep for 3 days, which that's how long it went for.
No, I know that one.
And then I was in the dream going, I'm going to sell this to Netflix after I write it. And then I woke up and I was like, I'm writing this.
Yeah, literally.
Was it any
same.
good?
That's
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah,
It's
nice.
like a full-blown movie.
Yeah, no.
I want to
Honest
read
to
this. I'm so curious.
It's like about a cult and like people spending money and stuff.
sick.
And like I've detailed the whole house and there's like,
Yeah. After I won't share it here, but afterwards we'll swap
Ah.
horror movie dreams. But sometimes,
Let's have an extended discussion on dreams. What we've dreamt about.
Yeah.
sometimes though, when I am working through a problem, like usually it's a work problem because that is the biggest problem in my life that I've got. I need to be employed. I need to keep doing what I'm doing. So if that problem is the problem, I need to figure it out. And conscious Mel, doing the best she can, hasn't figured it out. And I have this weird thing that happens maybe 3 times a year where I'm dreaming and then somebody is like, have you considered this? And then that's actually it.
in your dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the whole, your subconscious is processing things all the time and figuring things out for you.
Yeah, but why can't I do it just normally? That's fine.
But you still might have come to the
Do you,
same
do you
conclusion.
think it might
but-
be something else?
No, I don't think it might be something else. I think it's me, but
You're in a different brain state too. That's the thing. Your brain's in a different state of consciousness.
Are you
Well,
asking
so we-
neuroscientists about?
What?
Are you asking neuroscientists about whether we think there's like a higher?
I already know she doesn't. That's why I did it. I was like, I'm going to
Oh, I totally think there
poke
is.
the bear here.
Yeah.
so the best example is this. So we had this big project, huge grant, lots of money poured into it before I even started on it. But my entire salary came from this grant to do this project. And because of technical errors that were not
That's mine.
my fault, but now my problem, we had all of our samples just, before you could even have a look at them, they were just coming straight off these slides. And for the life of me, I went to the ends of the earth to work it out, could not work it out.
But then had the person in the dream come and go, think of it this way.
Yeah, and I had this old
gonna move
man,
Yeah, go ahead.
had this old man come and tell me.
An old man. Wow.
The old man and his wisdom.
Yeah, he knows some stuff.
Literally, it was like, he was like, oh, have you considered the polarity of this and whether or not you can use this very simple concept? And then I went to work the next day, I did it, and I was like, oh.
But you do that while you're awake too.
That old man, no, I didn't do it while I was awake. And then it took me 6 months to work out what exactly it was that I did.
No, I mean less in the sense of that particular situation, but in general, problem solving and things. Like the first thing I thought of was like, you know, when you're in exams and then you can like, you read through it and then you start from the beginning, like you're already thinking about what you're going to write later on. Like your brain's already working on it subconsciously before you've even gotten there. So it's like you have the ability to work through and problem solve without it being in your conscious mind. And then when you're dreaming, the two come together and voila.
But Yeah, but also why did it take me 6 months to figure it out after I'd already done it?
I don't know.
The thing about sleep is that's when you learn. Like, learning occurs in sleep.
Yeah.
If you learn something in class, read something, it's when you sleep that it consolidates the memory, when you actually learn it.
That's why they say to play like audios of you talking about like when you're studying and cramming whilst you sleep, because then you're taking it in.
Yeah, I've heard you can learn stuff in your sleep.
Yeah.
I've never tested
I've
that
never
one.
tried it.
I never tried that either.
No, that's I don't know. What about astral projection? That's actually where I'm going to go with this.
Nice.
This is we're in dreams. We're in
Well, we
lucid
already
dreams.
talked lucid dreaming, so
Have you ever astral projected? Do you believe in it?
I know 2 people who claim to have done it. Do I believe it? I don't know what it is, to be honest.
Okay, I've got a theory.
I know what people think it is, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it is.
astral. Okay,
I
in the
think
sense
I
that
might
you're
think it's
communing with others.
No, just going to the astral plane. So like the place where colours you say that don't exist or that you haven't perceived before, and shapes and existence is just in a whole different realm.
How are you differentiating that from lucid dreaming?
Diagnosable, that's what you're calling it. Well, okay, so how much do you know about astral projection? Because I'll give like a little...
I saw that TV show that was on Netflix.
Good sauce.
What one was that?
Well, you know that I can't remember what it's called, but like they were astral projecting, and then the guy went back into the other girl's body, and then like lived it. Oh, it was on Netflix.
I don't know what the
Wait,
show
is this a scary movie?
No,
Is it Altered Carbon?
Because I was thinking,
no.
It's a great show.
I watched
No,
it.
it was actually
like one
it was
episode, I didn't know what was going
fantastic,
on.
and
I
it
love
was.
that movie-
But
that
I
show.
can't remember what it was called, but it was truly terrifying. Can I look it up?
Yeah, look
they're
at
swapping
it.
bodies.
I've seen the show you're
Like
talking
Freaky
about,
Friday?
but
You're
I
not,
can't
it's not
remember
thinking of
what it's
Insidious, are you?
No,
called. Also a good movie.
That's
Also
scared-
a great
it was a
movie.
show.
The genuine fuck out of me.
That's
Yeah.
getting me too, yeah.
I'm a horror
first
movie.
one?
Like, watch
Me
the
too.
fuck out of him. But that's when I was really deep into lucid dreaming. And then that red cunt was
Yeah.
in my dreams. And I was like, I fucking hate this.
I
no,
also
that's-
had a lucid dream about when they go through the door and it's
Yeah,
all
into-
red
into
and
black.
it's like, that I had a lucid dream.
Oh,
about.
Behind Her Eyes is what it's
Oh,
called.
I've heard of this. I haven't watched it yet. Though.
Is that new?
It is on my list.
No, I watched it ages ago. It was so good.
I'm going to have to
The
watch that.
twist is nuts.
All right.
Don't
So
spoil it.
Speaking of dreams after horror movies, I've only had one. I've had only one experience where a horror movie has affected me the night after, or the night of. I saw this Argentinian film
I was going to ask if it was that film.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Is this
where evil lurks.
No, I haven't seen that.
I don't recommend
Is it a B grade?
No, it's an A grade film for sure,
Okay.
but it's an indie Argentinian
Yeah, that's B
film.
grade then. Like Hostel and shit. That's still B grade to me.
I'd say this is better than Hostel
Okay.
in terms of quality.
Okay.
Just a grim movie, but I remember going to sleep
love
that. I remember watching that with my best mate, and we were just like, "Yeah, I don't feel good after watching that. I feel just not
Andre
well."
gives me a lot of
You've got to
horror
watch
movie
them
recs.
in
and-
like funny ways. You can't watch that seriously because that's just sick.
Here's the thing: we try to do that 90% of the time. Just watch it in a
Comedic way. It's got to be. It's got to
This
be.
was grim, dude. And I went to sleep that night, and I had this dream that door to my house was open, and all these like shadowy monster things were running in my house, hiding in the shadows. And I was like, "Hey, this is my house. What are you doing in there?" It was creepy as.
I like how you're more ballsy at it. You're like, get out of my house, cunts.
Yeah, I'm like,
There's some ghosts in your house, and you're like, hey, this is my job, boys.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out.
I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And then I'd go into the spare guest room, and I'd see them like under the bed, and I'm like, "Hey, get out!"
This is
I
Is that a bad
I
dream?
like the opposite.
It was kind of terrifying.
I had like the opposite thing. I had
Stalking
a
demons.
really terrifying nightmare. Well, it wasn't really I don't know how scared I was, but it was like these like 3 nuns that were like a real issue.
Was it after the
real
nun?
I was going to say, did you watch The Nun?
No, they
Did
were
you
just
watch
like
the nun too?
no. It was I'd just been
She
living
watched
my.
Nun 3. That's why it was 3 of them.
Well,
Oh.
I googled it. It's not out
You've
yet.
seen the- you've
so I
seen
had this
the,
dream. These
early
nuns
screening.
are
Oh, you
chasing
got
people.
premiere.
They didn't, and I was having to protect somebody from these nuns, and they were really fast down the staircase. And I turned, and I was like, oh shit. So
Standard
then I
nightmare.
woke up,
Standard nun, yeah.
and then I was like, I wonder what that means. And then I thought, well, instead of like, I googled meaning of 3 nun dreams, and then the Nun 3 came up, but it's not out yet. And I was like, oh, I was thinking maybe it meant I should watch The Nun 3.
Maybe
But
you've, like,
instead,
helped co-write it.
I watched another scary nun movie because I will not be afraid of nuns. So,
So anyway, Astral Projection.
Yes.
and I think Facing Your Fears.
You're not a good
I watched that Immaculate movie, the one with Sydney Sweeney. It's bloody good.
That's been on my watch list.
Really good.
Yeah.
I have not. It's not a horror movie, is it? Isn't it?
It's a
Serious?
horror movie.
It's yeah.
I know. It's got to be like gory and disgusting and funny.
Yep.
Like,
Oh, maybe I'll watch it then.
It's really good.
Human
Sydney
Centipede?
Sweeney.
I'll be honest.
You have everyone's.
I'm not really gonna. I haven't touched that one yet.
What?
It's the second one that's better. The first one you kind of like,
Wait.
Second one is,
What do you mean you haven't seen it?
I haven't touched Human Centipede. I'm in no rush to watch that.
it's weak. It's weak.
It's weak.
It's weak.
All right.
Yeah.
I've seen worse. I know I've seen worse.
No, it's really like soft.
Like Evil
Like,
Dead Rise, for example.
Evil Dead Rise rules. All the Evil Dead movies are the fucking best.
They're good movies.
They rule.
It's a cult classic.
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Though, other than like perhaps in the context of Human Centipede, like if there is something that's scary to you, then
I
just,
do all the scary shit.
then you just like if you have a dream that's scary, like watch something scary and like get over it. It's like
I see it as conditioning the brain. Like I just want to like.
Yeah, test it.
I'm just like I'm gonna watch this scary movie. I'm gonna be scared, but I'm conditioning my mind. I'm
And
becoming
now-
fearless.
And now
You were
I'm not
describing-
scared.
Why are you people killing yourselves?
I love horror movies. I watch scary movies all the time.
I love them
No,
too.
it's like you see, like, why are you conditioning?
Just I don't know. It's like, yeah, cool. Like I love a good scare, and we love cortisol and having a huge spike in stress, but also like we're stressed out all the damn time. That's why it doesn't scare me, because I'm like I live off adrenaline.
Bastard, yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
is all I've got in me, so it's
True,
not.
true.
Yeah.
But that's the good thing about it though, because you watch a scary movie and you've been like busting your ass all day, and you're like, I just want to sit down, watch this scary movie, and you just can't not focus on the movie.
Hey Andre, there are other ways to feel your feelings other than just getting out watching scary movies.
According to one of my good friends, it's just listening to slow music.
Oh no.
But I love fast, heavy music.
No, I was gonna say I'll listen to drum bass of like 6 a.m. on the way to work. I headbang. It's no.
I only caught that because I picked my friend up the other day and there was like a slower song on in the car. He's like, "Are you having feelings, man?"
Feelings?
What, cunt? They call me gay? And he's like, "I'm glad you realised I was teasing you." And I was like, "No, I was just listening to a slow song. It was on the playlist, cunt. Fuck you."
I mean, although that probably is also relevant.
Just into my playlist. It was on. I didn't pick it. It was there.
Sure.
I love it.
Only to
defensive.
concentrate. And you just on Spotify, they've made them all for you.
You and I listen to completely different things in the lab. Mel's got like soft focus music on.
No, it's not called soft
writing
focus.
up.
It's
Just
called
Enya.
deep focus.
Deep focus
good
music
playlist.
on, and I've got like full like hot drum bass, just like absolutely tweaking, just like
I
polar
work
opposite
better
ends.
when there's loud and fast.
yeah. Yes, me too. I need all the stimulus for the brain.
Really depends on what I'm doing. I'll go from like technical, brutal deathcore to a little like lo-fi rendition of Lord of the Rings.
Man,
Yeah.
you're going to love my
I
mate Louis.
can't. I just,
He's got some good reps.
I just can't have anything that's too
Aggressive.
much that I might enjoy it.
That's why you need faster stuff.
It keeps,
No,
Because you can enjoy it, you can go.
No, but then
and you
I-
work
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah, typing like a
it
maniac.
keeps like that particular part of my brain busy.
My mind goes very fast as it is, and I believe that the calmer approach allows me to calmly write rather than
Frantically.
I mean, if it works for you, it works for you.
Apparently, there's literature on this.
Is that?
Apparently, if you listen to music, and they've just done it on listening to music, when you're more energized, like in the morning when you're like ready to dial in, apparently it's better to just have either really soft stuff that's, low energy, relaxing, or no music.
it can't have words though.
Yeah, but this is the thing. So it's like when you're energized, it's like better to have either no music or just really soft music. Whereas later in the day, when you need more of a dopamine hit, more of a noradrenaline
The
spike,
faster stuff.
hit the music.
Can't relate.
Apparently
Is
that
this
helps
for
you
normies?
focus. This is just what everyone's different, but yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is for
I
normies.
feel like
When
it's for
I'm
normies.
when I'm driving, I like to have
think so.
very loud,
Yeah.
Gangster rap.
Yeah.
whatever I want. Honestly, just like as long as like I can, it's loud enough that I can't hear how bad I am singing it. That's it.
Yeah. I agree.
Although I recently was pointed out to me that my car is not, in fact, soundproof. And people can hear me externally.
That's their problem.
They can hear that
Yeah.
gangster rap, right?
I'm
And I
fully
said-
aware people can hear me, and I go,
Just don't care.
And I just said,
yeah. I'm like, this is my
Perhaps-
party.
perhaps
I'm
I'll
letting
be
you know that I
discovered.
can't hit you if
You
can
might be
hit me.
discovered.
You don't want to hear my Lorna Shore?
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean you don't listen to my music? My music's way better than yours anyway.
Right, so back to astral projection.
Yeah.
You think it's diagnosable. You don't know, and you know people, but you don't believe it. You think it's something else. You think that astral projection is if you think it exists, then you can create it in your mind so that then you can make it happen?
Maybe. I don't know what it is. It may be astral. I don't know. Here's the thing.
Because
I'm open to it being a real concept. And if it is a real concept, that's like, wow, all right. That's kind of scary.
Scary. Okay.
I think it depends. I
don't
feel
know.
like
I
there's
don't have an answer for you.
like a science side of me, and then there's the like, it also is very much on your belief system and a lot of other things that don't necessarily go together.
Yeah,
So
I used to be more of like if it's, if I can't see it, then it's not real.
Very pragmatic.
Yeah, like
Empiricist.
I used to study the Bible so I could burn people that believed in God.
yeah, nice.
But then
It's very dedicated of you.
just an asshole. I was much more of an asshole than I am now.
Dedicated to the cause, I mean.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
like, fuck you cunts. I'm smarter than you, so I'll beat you. But
We could talk about that for a while
I
too.
kind of like, the longer I've lived, the more I've kind of stepped into this world of like, there's weird shit.
Yeah.
Like especially understanding quantum mechanics. And I was like, all right, now we're fucked.
I have a lot of opinions on things, or like, I guess around my belief system that don't, like, I couldn't give you the science. Like, I don't have an explanation. It's very much an opinion piece. It's based off my lived experience. And then there's, if you want the science, then I don't
That's
have
the
it.
joy of having you. You've
So-
done the study. You can give me a bit of both.
Yeah, well, I
We
guess
study concussion, we don't
Yeah.
study astral projection.
I can't.
Well, that's why I knew that you'd be good to have on here. As soon as you're like, Ganser effect, fake. No.
There's... Could you tell me the end of the joke that I...
Okay.
Interrupted?
I'll tell you guys the joke as well.
So
And then I'll tell the joke.
you can give context.
I have heard the story about how this,
Was
and Mel being a heckler, because that's so classically Mel.
Well, the whole joke is, I was like, I've got an experiment you can do before I leave. It's called the Gansfeld effect. And what you do is you cut a ping pong ball in half and sticky tape it over your eyes so you only see one colour. Then you put static noise on headphones as loud as you can and lay perfectly still until you begin to hallucinate. This is where I heard, no!
Mel, that's shocking.
I was like, what, you don't believe it? And she's like, nope. I was like, well, I'm going to continue telling my joke, bitch.
Yeah.
And then I went to the end of the joke, which is, it's really surprising what your brain will do when you don't have any money for drugs.
Yeah, nice. Nice. That's so true, though.
That's pretty funny, actually. I wish I hadn't
good.
interrupted.
I still hear, but you were talking as I was yelling the punchline. So I was like, I just yelled it over, so everyone else heard it. So
No,
it
you're
was fine.
such a nuisance. That's hilarious.
I had like probably a whole bottle of wine.
It was worth it.
I think
It's-
I remember
Look at what I've got out of it.
you telling
It's very worth it.
that is true, and I guess it's a good story to tell. But
Yeah, it's quite funny because I don't usually get hecklers. So I was just like, oh, I've got one.
finally, your moment. Time to shine.
instantly. Bitch.
Yeah.
And everyone laughed. That was great. I was like, yes. And then I went and said sorry afterwards.
No, I went and said sorry.
No, I was like, I'm sorry for calling you
Well,
a bitch.
I think
You're
we
like, I was
both
being a bitch.
mutually
That's
came to each other. I was also told to apologise.
That worked perfectly. But so obviously, astral projection, Gansfeld effect. You only found out that was after I mentioned it in the chat before this, right?
Yeah, never really explored it
Yeah, me
before.
too.
I've quite literally done it.
Yeah.
I've tested it.
And
So
how'd it go?
my issue with it is lies in the methodology, right? You're putting ping pong balls on your eyes
Well, it's
to
it's
block
a
out.
colour. So it's only get one colour. So instead of seeing like the room and the shapes and all that stuff, when you've got a ping pong ball there, it's literally just orange.
Yeah,
It would also work with just having your eyes shut, if as long as you couldn't.
Nah, it's better with some colour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's the same principle, because this comes back to when I had a little look.
I just
We'll
go to
circle
sleep
back.
and I have my eyes shut and do it
Yeah, okay, that's not.
every time.
And
Have tested that too.
maybe it's a me problem. Maybe it's because I can't nap. But you have your headphones on, whatever, there's still perception that from your other senses that you can get. And there's also an expectation that you are going to see something, feel something, hear something, whatever. And
Yeah, but isn't the idea that you're expecting something, then you've created something that, while you're not asleep, is a hallucination?
But that's the point of the effect. So the effect is you create stimulus because you've lacked stimulus. And the first thing I thought of was when they talk about people who've been blind since birth.
Yeah,
And
how
how
do
they
live?
see and how they live, and that they experience things in a different way. And that's what I thought of first, was how they go about the world and perceive things because they're relying on all the other stimulus to create their world.
But like, why aren't like blind people just like seeing shapes and
But
stuff?
how do you know they're not?
We don't know what they see. That's the joy of it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I asked a blind person. Oh, I've asked a
Yeah,
few
but
blind
they
people.
can't see what you see. So what they explain is just what they've heard. So it's their way of trying to explain something that they don't actually know.
But it's the same
never
way.
seen.
Yeah.
It's technically incomprehensible.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly. So
asking
fourth
someone
dimension to us.
to tell you a different color.
But yeah, when you shut off things, like when you're in a sensory deprivation tank or
I was
whatever.
just about to bring that up.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
also what I thought of.
some people get very anxious, very stressed, because that's what that you're left with your own thoughts. And I suppose the experiment hinges on how comfortable you are with your own thoughts and with silence. And if you're comfortable with that and you're okay to have nothing, maybe nothing happens. But if you're uncomfortable with that and you don't think about all these things in your head, then maybe you will want to see something, or maybe you'll have some bad thoughts that'll bring something up. But because you have the ability to use your eyes and your ears normally, you want to be able to see something to match what
Yeah.
you're thinking. So yeah, naturally you will. My biggest issue with it is not that; it is the what people have tried to do with it in terms of things like ESP.
Oh, yeah.
That and the issues that there have been, like people like, oh yeah, like we got somebody like in the Gansfeld effect, and now like they can hear the thoughts of this person from the other room. Like that's like no,
They haven't truly proven it works.
because
they've tried.
they've biased every single result and fudged every single result. And so, yes, you can see shapes in your mind if you want to, but you can also go into one of those sensory deprivation tanks and have a panic attack.
Well, yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing. Like the sensory deprivation tank and Gansfeld effect is
Yeah. And it's also
just one's
Back
in your
to
house
dreaming.
and one's paid for.
and
One's way more expensive.
More awake. Yeah, quite literally.
But
$70 or $3.
but it's all contingent on you as a person. So if you've got a lot of stuff going on, I don't know, maybe you see a dragon. If you don't, it might just be a nice little nap that you have.
Yeah. Same way some people don't dream.
I don't believe that. I think that they just don't remember their dreams.
Yes.
That is
That's
true.
I
more
just
the
think
truth.
they're NPCs that aren't really human.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing. I won't go into that.
We can talk about NPCs. I'm here for it.
No, I've got this theory that most people aren't existing.
Oh, is this okay? Well, back on the whole belief system thing. Are you we're all on a server matrix style, or are you like run by alien
I'm
style?
not. I'm all of it.
Okay, yeah, nice.
I'm not sold on anything.
Yeah.
Like, there's no like. I could think, yep, we could be in a game that no one's really like a main character in. That's my thing. Is like everyone's like, oh, well, I'd be a main character. I'm like, no, we're all not. Like maybe Trump or Elon's the main character.
Yeah.
We're all NPCs that need really good backstories for when
Yeah,
we
right.
bump into them. Like that's all it is. There's that, but then there's also like we're just 3-dimensional projections of 4-dimensional beings or 5-dimensional beings or whatever. To be like, hey, if we can trick ourselves into having an experience here, we can fuck with ourselves.
Giant
Like The
science
Sims.
experiment.
What's that?
That seems
Yeah, that to a degree, but also like you play a game to make it hard. Like you play games if they're hard. You don't play them if they're easy.
Yeah.
Like, considering energy never dissipates, like energy never disappears, but it also never gets created. So, like, essentially no one ever dies, but no one ever lives because it's just like a time doesn't exist. So it's like if we trick ourselves, then we can have like 100 years of doing something. Like, we can create experiences that we are below our normal consciousness.
Yeah.
I think it's a really depressing outlook, I'll be honest with you.
Why depressing? That means that every experience is a game that we've created for ourselves, which makes it great.
No, but just like everybody is like
Nothing.
nothing.
Well, is that not? After this, we're going to talk about. I'm curious to know your opinions on the world and why we're here.
Well, that's what this whole thing is.
Yeah. Well,
This is the perfect opportunity.
Okay, all right.
What?
Okay, tell me.
Why
What's
we're
your
here.
opinion?
I like this. I had this in the list, but I'm down. Go.
I told you we're yappers. It's going to tangent so hard.
We're all born in
Yeah.
different circumstances, the different things, different whatever. But we all have the potential to do something with our lives, make a mark on the world, right? Everybody does in some way, shape, or form.
Okay, yeah.
Whether that be a good mark, whether that be a bad mark. We all have our ability to do that. And I think saying that some people really enjoy having a day-to-day life where they go to work, maybe they don't care about the company they're selling. They're going to work because they want to make money. They go home and what they like doing is sitting down, watching TV, not
Being an existing human being.
just existing, living, and they are really happy doing that. It doesn't make them an NPC.
No, but if right, if we need that many bodies to fill it to make it all seem normal, then yes, it does.
But also just like one step higher, right? So like,
But I mean that, and then there are other people, like, you need to have enough people in the world that are very happy to
Do nothing.
not to do nothing, but just to
run the machine.
live their lives, do things that maybe you or I maybe that we don't want to do, but they're really happy to do it, and they just want to live a normal life, and that makes them happy.
Yeah,
And
but when
it's
I
not
see
exciting to
that-
them. Sorry, it's not exciting to you, but maybe it is exciting to them. But then there are other people who are very ambitious, very creative, and they want to drive change, right? That doesn't make that person more important than the other person.
Oh, no. I don't think anyone's better than anyone due to their level of NPCD or not.
Yeah.
It's just, in one of my weird ass theories, I'm like, they're not even actually a human. Like, 'cause humans aren't even a human. It's just like there's little bits of information doing shit,
yeah.
and you need lots of information to do not much, and then you need a couple of bits of information to do heaps.
We're talking about like on a grander scale.
I'm
Like,
talking on a grand
what's the
scale.
hypothesis
Like
here?
everybody in society has their role in society.
Yeah, just
And
like every bit
whether
of electricity
somebody's
does.
role in
Some does
maybe
that.
somebody is, I don't know, homeless or something. That enables somebody else to fulfill their role, which is to help homeless people, right?
yeah.
It's all synergistic, right?
Yeah.
So even if somebody is not necessarily contributing, or they're not what society deems as like good or whatever, like somebody else, it's their vocation to help the people that.
So your bigger picture is that like there's nothing bigger than just being a human being and serving whatever innate purpose you serve. This is what I mean. Is like it's
Yeah.
like you just think
Yeah.
we're just here, we're just humans, and
We
we're
can
all here
just
to like
all I think that anyone can strive to do is just leave things better than they found it. Should they strive to do anything?
To
And
you, that's
you
the
absolutely
purpose.
don't have to.
I've got such a tangent to take somewhere here.
love. Okay.
Diagnosable was the word you said before, right? With your theory on how everyone matters in their own little world, what about people that are diagnosable?
I feel like these days everyone's diagnosable.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to
pretty
the
broad.
non-diseases, I don't even see. I don't even. To be fair, I don't think any mental sickness is a sickness. I think they're just a little fun game you're playing yourself. But like, say schizophrenic people
Yeah.
that hear voices,
Yeah.
right? Like, as opposed to a normal person just does their normal daily life, and as I said, as an NPC, someone with schizophrenia, like, what is that purpose? Why are they doing that?
Well, they're doing that because they've got schizophrenia, I'd imagine. But
Sorry, it's
So
a
Mel.
great answer. They're not well.
and
But you think, like, do they have a purpose to have schizophrenia to be like a nut?
well,
I don't think it's that simple. It's like, why does someone who is born with bone cancer? Why is someone who's got
yeah.
know?
But this is the
But,
point, is
like,
we're talking about the
that's
reason.
what I'm meaning. It's like you can only leave things better than you found them. So maybe because people have schizophrenia, and maybe that affects one individual really deeply. Maybe it's a family member, and it's really like difficult for them. Their life's purpose, and they want to spend their life researching that and finding out how we can treat schizophrenia, prevent schizophrenia, but there isn't progression if there's nothing
There's no problem.
to do.
So do you think we're all born with that path already ahead of us?
No, I think you make that path yourself.
You yin-yanged it. I get it.
Right.
What?
You yin-yanged it. So, like, with all good, there must be bad. With all bad, there must be good. So if there is someone doing something normal, there has to be someone sick for someone great to save it. Without good, there is bad.
I agree with that.
I get it.
Yeah. Well,
You full circled it on me. I was like, damn, she's going to get there.
I mean, if no one got a concussion, we'd be out of jobs.
So I'm keeping you employed. No, because I don't go to the doctors because I'm sick.
Every force has an equal and opposite force.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
isn't that also another rule?
It is. Yeah, no, look, I'm very much of the belief that everything needs to be good and bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's my view on it. I don't think people are more or less important than another person.
No.
It's just like you get one life, you get to choose. The only thing you get to choose actually in life is what you do with it.
I agree. Now I'm going to go back to the weirder shit.
All right.
Let's do this.
Actually, because I slipped on it a bit in schizophrenia, dissociative identity disorder. I've interviewed both different people with those.
I love DID.
Yeah, I thought that was the same
Not
thing at
as
one
like
point.
a...
But what is, like, on a neuroscientist view, because you deal with concussions, so you deal with people that are confused and weird shit. What is your take on schizophrenia and dissociative identity disorder and, like, multiple personalities and that?
I won't talk on it just purely because the diagnostic criteria for those conditions is even more vague, disparate than any other condition.
So is it like it's pretty easy to get diagnosed with, you're saying?
It's so unclear. It's as unclear as everything else is. Those things are particularly challenging, and there's no objective test. With
I mean, if someone's going, I can hear other people, I feel like that's you got it.
well, people say they've got that whatever voice thing.
The inner voice.
Inner
but
voice.
this is different people who see things. Too.
Inner voice. Like, to me, that sounds like you're all schizophrenic.
So what do you just feel shit?
Yeah, I was going to say, for a bit of context, this is a discussion we've had in our lab, is that some people think in sentences and some people think in thoughts. So we think in sentences and words, Mel does not. And that's why she thinks we're crazy.
Yeah, but do you just have feelings? Or do you just, like...
I've got feelings too, but
No, I mean, like...
She's one of those non-humans that you were talking about before.
That's why she gets she's got opinion on it.
no, I just don't. While I'm doing something, like, Melissa, you are going to grab water and then you're
She also
drinking
doesn't
it.
understand what thinking in thoughts is, because she thinks that when you think in sentences, it's, I am now going to do this.
I have no
and it's
idea
not.
what it means.
I've got like both, I think. because I can have like a conversation with myself.
Yeah.
Where it's like I'm arguing, but it's not two different voices. It's not like voices.
Okay, so you're on my page. It's not
Yeah.
voices.
But, like sometimes I can have like a voice, but it's not like. It's weird. I don't know how to explain it because my thing's like thoughts.
I have the same thing, and I don't think that's uncommon or abnormal.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's just a normal human experience.
Yeah. But it's like, it's hard. It's a monologue. Like there is something talking, but
Yeah.
not at the same time.
I can have
if that
like a
makes
song
sense.
playing in my head and be thinking about what I need to do and
Yeah.
be like, I can have like, it's like 3 tabs open.
It's like
or
playing,
more.
I
Like,
call it like playing drums because
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like.
But it's words to you.
yeah, it's like I could have a song
Well, it's
going, like
understand
full
it as
track
words.
song, like the whole thing playing, whilst also being like, oh, I need to go do this, and oh yeah, like don't forget you got to do this, and oh, like you got to do this, and oh, actually right now I need to go. It's not like I am gonna pick up the water bottle. It's like,
I feel like
oh,
that would be too slow.
yeah, it's like, oh, you're thirsty. So then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have some water.
So you think I'm thirsty?
No, not always. That's more of a thing.
I have definitely
But-
thought that.
Yes, I was gonna say that.
Can relate.
That has happened, but it's not like it's like my mouth is dry, so I'm thirsty. I'm gonna do this, but that's not a thought process. But my brain, yeah, will have a song, and it's like, oh, I've got to do this when I get home, or don't forget to do this. Like,
I have quite literally had this exact conversation multiple times, which is, oh yeah, you should drink a Coke. And I'm like, no, cunt, don't drink a Coke. It's hell bad for you. But
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
yeah, but you should. You want it. You're like, fuck. And
I have
I'll
those
have
conversations all the
Treat
time.
yourself.
And then
yeah, well,
that's how it goes.
but
You
you
only live
deserve
once.
it.
Yeah. And money comes back is always my favourite. My brain, money comes back. Just spend it.
Oh, mine's never. Oh, okay, yeah. And I don't have a problem with spending money. I'm a tight ass, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
gonna-
Well, I mean,
Have you ever had an argument with yourself?
What do you mean?
I don't know what that means.
Have you been
Argument with
Like,
yourself.
have I in my head been like,
Have you ever had internal conflict?
Yeah.
I've been annoyed at myself? Yeah.
Like, have you ever like deliberated, like continuously argued to like get to a point?
When you're annoyed at yourself, is your brain like, oh, I can't believe I did that? And then it's like, yeah, I can't believe you did that. And then it's like, I'm so dumb. I should have done X, Y, Z. Like, any of that happen?
Would you try and fight against it
Yeah,
with yourself?
like you're like, oh no, but it's actually okay. Like, you need to give yourself some.
No, I have like the feeling that like I'm annoyed that I did that. And then I have the feeling of like, oh, next time I'll do this.
But there's no like back and forth in your head. Like, you couldn't write it out like a script.
No.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
There's a subset of the population who have this, where they just don't have an inner voice. It's very interesting.
That would
I
be
know.
You've never had like an internal argument, like a prolonged
I
period
don't
of
even
time?
understand what you mean.
Like,
How
you're like-
could you argue with yourself for so long because you know what you mean the whole time?
Oh, because I don't agree with myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want this, but I do want it. But I don't, but I do. So then I've got to argue with myself to figure out if I'm going to
It's
do
like
it or
logic
not.
and reasoning yourself.
Never done that?
Can you argue with yourself?
Easy. I do it all the time. Quite literally every
Daily,
day.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
like problem solving.
Have you never been like, I should really get up? And then your brain's like, yeah, but you're so tired. And you're like, but I've got to get up and I've got to leave soon. Like,
This is amazing.
yeah.
I'm like literally watching your brain go, no, you cunts are insane.
Yeah. This is, we had like we were supposed to be having a lab meeting and we derailed it like this.
This is amazing.
It's cool.
What, like
Have you ever been addicted to anything?
nicotine?
Okay, have you ever tried to stop having nicotine?
Yeah.
You didn't have an argument with yourself in that period of time?
No. Like an argument? I don't understand what you mean by an argument with
Like where
yourself.
you're like, yes, but no. But then you kind of like have to deliberate like, I should, but I shouldn't.
Like weighing up your
Or
options.
like pros and cons
It's
with
not
yourself.
like a voice.
When
Does.
you were craving nicotine, did you try and reason yourself out of it to try and quit the craving?
Like by talking to myself.
How did you stop yourself from quitting the nicotine?
I haven't stopped. I stopped smoking, but I
Alright,
stopped
smoke-
the
so
Maybe you just never had an argument with yourself. Just never stopped.
Have you ever had to stop yourself from like spending money
Anything?
or doing, anything?
I've stopped myself from doing things, yes, but it's not like a
Was it a quick stop up? Was it like, don't do that, and you're like, cool, I won't.
pretty much.
Oh,
So you're very fast acting. This is
Sounds like a superpower.
Maybe you should find something difficult, really difficult.
I'm doing a PhD.
No, not like that. Like that's like learning and getting unset. I mean, like something that's like morally difficult that like you should do but you shouldn't do. Like you can find yourself in that spot where you're like, fuck. And
No,
then maybe
I'm not a person who's never experienced difficulty or challenge,
No.
moral difficulties in my life. I just haven't chatted to myself about it, you know?
you just make quick decisions and do.
No, like I think about it, but I don't think about it in terms of like I'm talking to myself because
when
I
you
know
think
what I'm
about it,
but
what happens?
You know what you're going to say. How is it a conversation?
But when you think about it, what's happening? Describe it.
I don't know. It's like pretty quick.
How would you go? Let's just say there was a family member who was on life support, and you were instructed to
plug.
turn it off. How would you? What would go in your head?
My first
to
thought was
come to
trolley
that?
problem.
To come to that.
Pull plug. Kill him, fuck him.
How would I
Depends who it
how would I
is.
go about that?
family.
Is it my job? Is it my job?
You were given.
Why is it my job?
It's your choice now.
Doesn't matter. You were given medical responsibility.
What would I do? I would talk to everyone else in the family. Like, are you sure you want to give me this responsibility?
The rest of your family's dead. You're the last one.
And someone's on life support.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't consult anyone else.
And
You've been left
this
in a
person
room.
is
Your family.
really going to die.
It's the last person in your family apart from you.
Well, they're on life support. There's a possibility that if you wait, they might wake up, but the doctors can't be sure.
And you've got unlimited money, so it doesn't cost you anything.
Well, that's not really wait, wouldn't I?
But
No.
that's not like a
You shouldn't be asking. You should be. You can't
that's
ask
not like a
us.
hard decision to make for you.
Let's just say there was a 50-50
What do you mean?
chance.
If you're saying they might, the doctors aren't sure.
No, here's
It's been
this.
5 years.
Let,
and they've not waited.
This is the dilemma. You've got one doctor, two doctors, both equally qualified, equally knowledgeable, and have very good things to say of equal weight. One of them says you should take him off life support. This is what you should do. The other one says no, you should keep him on. How do you go? What's in your head? Are you?
Well, it's my family. I want them to live, so I would go with the doctor who said that they might live.
Let's say it's not a family member.
I think I've come to the conclusion of what this is. You just act.
Okay, trolley problem. You know the trolley problem? You can switch lanes.
Do you put the trolley away or not?
I always put the trolley away. I feel bad
Say
for
quick, like that, every
So
time.
you'd
Well, otherwise, the person, especially if it's hot.
I'm not annoyed that you're getting it fast. I'm
it's
surprised.
more of like a
Well,
abnormal
it's hot,
experience.
and that guy has to be out in the sun all day, and he's pushing.
But he's
the
getting
trolley.
paid. You're ruining his job.
I'm not. He might just
you
get
put
like
it
a
away.
little,
He hasn't got a job to do.
maybe like gets time for a longer smoker. I don't know.
You took away the NPC's job.
Wait, what trolley problem do you know?
Oh, it's when we put your trolley away or you don't.
No, that's not the trolley problem I'm talking about.
Oh, what one are you talking about?
How many trolley problems are there?
The classic trolley problem is the train one where there's people on the train tracks.
Are they in a trolley?
Well, that's a train problem, not a trolley problem.
It's actually called the trolley problem.
Is it? Why?
It's that old. I did an ethics unit.
The trolleys I'm using aren't killing no one.
Yeah, no, so there's a train coming, and it splits into two tracks. And on one track there's one person, on the other track there's a group of people. I think it's like 4 or 5 people. Now you can either keep the train going and it's going to hit the group of people, or you can switch the track and it's going to hit one person.
Okay, so you switch track, it's one person.
See, quick,
Okay,
boom, like
and
that every
then-
time.
And then that's fine. Cool. Same situation, except the one person's your family member. It's your mum.
She'd understand.
So you switch the track?
Yeah.
Okay, it's your entire family.
Well, that's more people, so I'd switch it to kill less people.
Okay, so but every time it doesn't matter who, it's fish. It's now fish on the track and 4 people.
Yeah, so fish
It's
wouldn't...
fish and Tom on the track and 4 people.
The 4 people would go.
There we go.
It's quick
That's that
every
quick.
time. It's just very fast. I think you just work fast. It's amazing.
You're just very sure of who you are.
Well, like, Mum would tell me, I know, to save the 4 people. It wouldn't be very nice for me to kill my own mother with a train.
No, but this is the point. Is like a lot of people
But I know
tend to
that-
get
that-
quite like they have to think a lot about it. Like not everyone knows that answer that quickly.
Is that what you did though in your head? Were you thinking my mum would tell me to save the 4
Yeah.
people? So you do have a thought about it though.
Yeah, but it's not words.
What is it exactly?
I don't know. It's too fast.
But it's quick. She's not
There you go.
deliberating. There's not deliberating.
So there is something there that's very fast acting that
Yeah. So it doesn't. If I tried to do it in words, that's how it goes. Like I
a
can
bauble.
I can form thoughts.
I feel like you'd have to if you've done what you've done.
I've gotten this
Very
far
nice.
without forming a
I just
single
think
thought.
It's just the non-arguing. That's quite a.
It's just not sentences.
Yeah,
It's knowing.
It's just quick. You can't. You don't. Like, if it was my voice in my head, I talk very slowly sometimes.
I wonder what it would take for you to like have to think about something for longer.
Drugs, heavy drugs.
I wonder what situation.
Would you actually? Here's a question that I don't know if I should say this out loud. Have you ever considered having like schizophrenia as a benefit? Like, do you think that it would be something cool to have for maybe like a week?
If I could theoretically just have schizophrenia for a week and then turn off, I feel like if I
Maybe if I was in like, what are those things in prison when you're in that isolation unit?
ICU?
Yeah,
Oh, you definitely get it
You-
in there.
I was gonna
That's
say-
fucked.
that'd be a great time to have
Guaranteed.
it.
I've had a friend go to mental hospitals and
on the shoe.
it was like,
that's
if you're not mental before you're in there, you're getting it while you're in there.
But you'd be like a lot
On
less
ice,
lonely,
yeah.
Fucking wild in there.
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
that's a situation in which I would say it was probably good for you.
I would say if you say yes, then that diminishes the burden that it is on schizophrenic people. Like I wouldn't want to be like, yeah, let me trial your like mental health
I
condition
don't know if
for
it's going to diminish the
funsies,
burden.
but to be able to understand them and have more empathy, yeah, I probably would.
Oh yeah, no, I've wanted
I probably
to
would.
experience schizophrenia since I was a kid. I was like, what that like?
Yeah, I probably
Give me
would.
more people.
I just feel like it would just give you a new perspective.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, you could take a lot of amphetamines and get there pretty quick.
Yeah, but that might not go away. I don't want it to stick around. I want it to go fuck off.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
Considering the ADHD, I don't know what would
I don't know.
even do
it's-
that anyway.
Yeah, it's a weird
No,
one.
I think from my understanding and knowing quite a few crackheads, it's the no sleep that does it. It's not the meth or anything itself. It's the no sleep, because the people that have done like weeks on end no sleep, they're the ones that start doing real fucking weird shit.
Yeah, that
The
definitely.
ones that sleep every day, and like I know people that you would be like, how the fuck?
Oh, there's
you
heaps
smoking
of
crack?
functioning.
Yeah, I know
drug
some as
addicts.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, what the fuck? You're a human?
Yeah.
It's just a normal.
Sorry, you've gone to the business district.
But
What do you mean?
Yeah, but it's the ones that like weeks, no sleep. They're the ones that start doing the weird shit, and you're like, you're in another dimension.
People have different propensities with this stuff too. Like sometimes people just they take it and they fall right into the spiral.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's rough. I think I'm going to circle back because psychiatry has a bit of a funny problem where you're asking about like, you know, diagnosing schizophrenia and that sort of thing. It's like psychiatry's in a weird position, or it's in a difficult position where it has to diagnose a medical condition without a diagnostic test that uses physiology.
Yeah,
Where-
I completely agree with this.
And it's a tricky one because the neuroscience perspective on this is we have like the theories about how the brain works for a certain condition, like ADHD. It's, you know, dopaminergic, noradrenergic in some people, or salience network related. And then schizophrenia, where it's like overactive D2 dopamine activity that, you know, can cause that sort of psychosis and the schizophrenic schizoaffective disorder, that kind of stuff. So we think of it as a neuroscientist based on physiology, but you don't really do anything to test the physiology, which is why a lot of our focus in the research is like, what can we do biologically that may indicate certain brain-related things?
This is a good point, because so once something has a physiological origin, right, it then becomes out of the remit of psychiatrists. It becomes something your GP can treat. So hypothyroidism, for example, like that causes brain changes, causes you to act differently. But if you just give them some thyroxine, then that's gone. People used
Hypothyroidism, is that what you said?
hypothyroidism, yeah, or hyperthyroidism. Like both of these things are now, we know what they are, so they're not a form of psychosis, I suppose. But
So that would affect your brain before, but now there's like medicine to change them.
yeah,
So, it
so
changes.
now that's not something that you go to your psychiatrist for. Things like syphilis, that causes brain damage, penicillin. Before, that would be something you'd see a psychiatrist for, but now it's not. So once you solve the biological origin of something, it no longer becomes in the remit of psychiatry.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So stuff like schizophrenia, dissociative identity disorder, they don't have any physiological obviousness like things.
That,
So you can go
that
like
we know now.
yeah.
Well, that's easily identifiable without, advanced.
But they're also the most complex of, they're quite up there for as far as.
Yeah, they're the fun ones.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's, it's not an antidepressant, is it? Like,
Well, the only thing they get prescribed is sleep tablets, which is fucked. Like everyone I've met that gets prescribed anything that's on that is just fucking shut up. Like antipsychotics,
Yeah.
they're just sleep tablets.
Antipsychotics,
Yeah, they're all just sleep tablets, just different strengths. Everyone just turns into a fucking zombie on that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of them block some sort of particular dopaminergic activity to try and
puts them to
reduce
sleep.
it. Well, it does. It makes you, the side effect of that is,
Yeah. Zombifier.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is fun.
I
the
definitely
schizos
wouldn't think
walking
it'd be
around.
fun. Yeah, I think fun, but also a danger to themselves and others is, and it's getting back to ethics.
I think it's only a danger because it's so demonized. Like, if you had the school for schizophrenic people and, like, somehow they were like, yeah, we can channel the fucking thoughts and they could say
Would
good
you
shit.
would you want somebody with schizophrenia driving your kids to school?
They're not in the school of schizophrenia. They're driving
just,
the bus.
just to school, yeah. But like, it's not fun.
No, so I
in
mean,
that.
if they're trying to be normal, I mean, if they've got schizophrenia and they function, that's fine. To be totally fair, like it's just an extra thought. If the thought had control, then I'd be like, hey, maybe you need to go do something else. But like,
It's a really complex.
I agree.
oh yeah, I agree.
It's one of the most complex conditions in psychiatry in general because it is so disparate from all of.
Because it's in
The others.
the ether in my eyes. Like, I kind of wonder, is it ghosts?
is
I've had that
Hang
thought.
on.
Yeah.
In what way? Like, as in that's what they're seeing?
No, that's what they're hearing.
Well,
It's just
but-
like a fucking
yeah.
spirit or something. Like, is it just another person being like, someone can hear me, so I'm going to tell you shit, and you can listen to me, you can start spreading the word for me, and then they're like, but I don't want to listen to you, and then they're like, fucking kill yourself, then you can't.
So where do you stand on like mediums then?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then they also because that's the same realm of things, right? But they're not schizophrenic.
Yeah, but they can hear voices.
No, but this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Is I think the line for schizophrenia though is usually in the realm of could bring harm to themselves or others.
Well, I think
Because-
that's just because that's where they push it, right? Like, if you're like, I'm a danger, then you're a danger. But if you're like, I'm a medium, but you're a schizophrenic because you're hearing voices, right? Like, it's the same thing, really.
Well, that's why it's
Just
complex.
one's positive, one's negative.
I mean, it might not be the same thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah.
I
Agreed.
mean,
Agreed. I like to think it is.
you
but-
can
It is. It's
you can
fascinating.
say a lot of things. Like I can go to a doctor now and be like, I think that Muhammad Ali is behind me and he's telling me to fight the good fight every single day, and he constantly wakes me up with like playing the drums. And if I sit, I don't know, it just
We're just
came-
thinking Muhammad Ali go, fight the good fight.
yeah. And if I said that enough, people be like, yeah, she's got schizophrenia. She's got like
Yeah, but then
thoughts
people
of
start hating
Muhammad
you,
Ali.
think you're a weird cunt.
Yeah, but you can say anything. So in the example of a medium, Caerwen, right now, I'm getting someone getting with M.
Yeah, but you know me, so it's
M. Am I
Like-
getting M?
But are you just saying?
Oh, wait, no, M, it's me. I'm in the room.
Do you think all mediums are bullshit? All schizophrenia is bullshit? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
I don't think schizophrenia is bullshit by any way,
Mediums
shape, or
think
form.
bullshit.
I think that they are cold readers who...
Just mentalists, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't think there's any, like, okay, that's mediums, and we could go on about like micro expressions and everything. That's like a whole tangent. But you don't think there's anyone with some kind of like otherworldly knowledge or like intuition or like anything? Clairvoyancy.
I think it's nice to think that.
Okay.
Sorry.
It just depends. It depends on if you think that there is another level, another realm.
I think that it is nice to think that, and occasionally when I do form thoughts, I entertain that.
But you're too busy.
But I'm too busy typically.
It's funny because I've worked in the mental health area for like 4 years now, and I've just seen too many people who've had life-threatening, crazy operations where the doctor has told them, you're going to be a vegetable for the rest of your life. You're not going to walk for the rest of your life. You're going to be basically brain dead for the rest of your life. You're going to be dead. Like you're not going to make it through this operation. And like even like last year, I met someone who was pulled off life support, and she popped up and went, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And everyone shit themselves, including the doctors. Were like, "You're meant to be dead." I'm like, that's a common story. It's funny. We don't really hear about this, but that happens all the time.
We also don't know a lot.
We don't know a lot, but the thing is, if someone gets...
I think that's divine intervention, is that
I was
what
gonna
you're
say,
saying?
we have a lot of different belief systems alone sitting at this table. So
Indubitably, but...
I don't have any belief systems, to be fair. I just believe everything is fucked.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's crazy. Like, I've also, like, for example, my I have a family member who was in a horrific motorcycle accident and has made, like, the most miraculous recovery after breaking his neck, having a hydroencephaly, having all this stuff that we would like, all right, he's on his way out. No problem. He's great. Yeah.
Is that like a mind over matter thing? Like you can fix yourself if you think about it enough?
I think there's an element to that for sure.
And that's what I'm looking at, actually. I think that there is an enormous element of like resilience. If you are resilient as a person, then yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, your brain is your control center for you. Like, we're just meat sacks with...
Yep.
Yeah, right? And then your brain itself...
Meat tubes.
Yes,
Flesh vessel.
Right. Flesh vessel.
Fuck, that sounds sexual. Fuck my flesh vessel.
Yeah. That's...
Can't help myself sometimes.
It would go too far, I think.
Standard for me.
Don't cut that. Leave that in.
Yeah.
I'm not cutting anything.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Maybe you can.
Oh, shit. No, but like your brain it controls your entire being, everything. And then also we're just a bunch of chemicals and electricity. But if that one thing controls your entire being and everything else is just like a machine working, then theoretically
You can fix it
should
yourself.
be able to, right? Like,
Well, if you can fix a cut, like you get a graze, it fixes itself eventually anyway.
but like your whole body is just a machine that's keeping you alive, but your brain is what gives you, thoughts and feelings and like...
bring it back to concussion though, and not necessarily concussion, but this is why I'm looking at it in my concussion research, the concept of resilience and the relationship between resilience and these white matter biomarkers, both imaging biomarkers and blood biomarkers. So there's these studies, one of them was in dementia, and they through psychometric testing, so it's a question and answer kind of thing, self-report. The people who had high resilience had a lower rate of white matter loss compared to the people with low resilience. A different group of people did the same thing in people with multiple sclerosis. So that's also a white matter loss, degenerative thing. Same thing. Somebody did it in moderate to severe traumatic brain injury. Same thing. So there is something biological that having a resilient outlook, being resilient, being able to adapt with, cope with stress, that is positive. That makes you better right? So you've got this disease,
I
but
live
you
by
can,
this.
but you can,
Yeah.
but you can change that through your mindset. So if you're like a low resilient person, someone just lets things wash over them, like you're not gonna be able to cope with things very well. You're just gonna let things happen as they happen. You're just gonna be negative about it. Then yeah,
You're not going to fix yourself.
you're not.
Yeah. Because I have a thing that a lot of people get pissed off me about. It's like I don't get sick. I'm like, anytime I get sick, I just refuse it. I'm like, nah, not sick. And then I get better really fast. This is the one time you're seeing me like straight after a sickness, but I call it send it sickness because I drank for 3 days and then was sick after that. But that doesn't count. Usually I don't get sick. On a normal day, I won't get sick. Normal year, I won't get sick.
Your mind regulates your immune system heavily.
Yeah?
So
This is someone's proving my point. This is great.
Undoubtedly. The thing is, like, I'm with you on that. Like, here's the thing, like the chemical noradrenaline, the neurotransmitter, and in the periphery in the brain, can regulate immune cells to basically come and serve the immune system at a higher capacity. So like if you're going after and you're like, I'm not sick, you're like more noradrenaline, more motivation. You're recruiting more like immune cells to come and fight off whatever you're dealing with.
So it literally is delusional. What do they call it? We called it gaslighting myself into health.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
back to mental health, that's just CBT. You're just gaslighting yourself into like thinking good things about yourself. That's all it is. It works.
Yeah, but
This is best.
tangibly,
I mean, people
tangible evidence, like there is evidence to say that is true.
Well, now there's evidence. That means I'm going to cite these studies when people are like, you're a dickhead. And I'm like, ah.
Yeah, there you go. Find them.
Oh,
Yeah, like so for example, like if you take pseudoephedrine, that just increases noradrenaline.
okay, yeah.
And noradrenaline is basically the get after it chemical in the brain.
Oh, so that's like if you have like ephedrine and barley, it's just to get after it. So you go and drink more piss. You go and get after it.
Ramps you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it's like, like
This makes so much sense.
like methylphenidate. The target is like dopamine, noradrenaline.
Yeah.
People take SNRIs to basically stop norepinephrine from basically taken out of the synaptic clefts. The more you get more of it, it has, positive things for the mood and, just
Is that SSRIs, you say, or
SNRIs.
What are they?
They're serotonin, serotonin, norepinephrine, or noradrenaline reuptake inhibitors.
And an SSRI is a selective serotonin.
Yeah, I know
So
SSRIs are.
it's one extra. It's
Oh,
serotonin
okay, so
and
it's the next thing up.
it's both. So rather than just doing serotonin, it's serotonin and norepinephrine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the idea is
That's for real sad people.
well, it depends.
Well,
It depends on the type that they have.
Simplifying.
If someone has anhedonia, for example, they need a bit more noradrenaline to ramp up their
Is
system.
that antidonia?
Anhedonia.
What's antidonia?
Anhedonia is a type of depression that's low mood, low motivation, no will to,
Oh, it's like the people stay in bed all day.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. And so noradrenaline is, you could argue that that's what they're lacking, or maybe they have less noradrenergic activity. Maybe it's a receptor issue, but you're basically blocking an enzyme called the NAT. It's the noradrenaline transporter. When if your brain wants to produce noradrenaline, it shoots it off to another neuron to enact cause the molecule to do its thing. When it shoots it off, there's basically noradrenaline left in between these two neurons. An enzyme comes and tries to take it out to both protect the neuron, but also to recycle it and do other things with it. You're basically blocking that enzyme. So you've got more of this stuff, more of the noradrenaline in the brain to,
Move around and actually get you moving.
100%.
But like in terms of mental health stuff, I know it's more stuff that you want to touch on, but it's not like there are other therapeutic.
Yeah, you were telling me about
Options?
I'm going to call it shock therapy, but I know it's not that.
It's not.
But it's fun to call that. Instead of taking depression medication, because
But you can simultaneously take your depression medication should you choose to. There is some if you are someone that benefits from taking that medication, if that makes your life better, keep taking that medication, right? If you had a heart condition, taking a statin made your life better, keep taking that statin.
Until it kills you.
Or the heart disease kills you. Like,
fucking bad.
pick one.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if the medication works, it works.
I don't like any long-term medication. Like, I think if you have to take it continuously, it's not actually medication anymore. Like, it's bad for you because it's not fixing the problem. It's masking it or like.
To be fair,
Yeah.
That's how I think.
A
about it.
that's not the point of antidepressants. So if you look at there's a I don't know where, there's a table somewhere, but it outlines all the factors that go into different conditions, including schizophrenia, and the importance of social interaction, stability in your life, medication, and all of the influencing factors. With something like depression, the point of antidepressants is actually not to make you happy. So the point of antidepressants is to give you a step up so that you can feel all these other things in your life that are actually more important than the antidepressants themselves. So potentially someone could be on them long term because it gives them the ability to then go and seek all of these other things. Like if you looked at like a bar chart, antidepressants like here and all these other factors way heavier. So it gives them the ability to then go and seek out these other things. However, with other conditions, not necessarily schizophrenia, but say like bipolar, the medication weighs heavier on the improvement it makes in their life, although they still have these other factors.
Yeah, because bipolar medication doesn't knock everyone out.
But this is what I mean though. It's like it's the
does-
where
I-
it
I've
contributes is different.
I found with bipolar medication, it does still like remove a factor of the human. Like everyone I know that's got bipolar that goes on medication, it's kind of like instead of them being like up and down, which I think is funner, they're kind of like in the middle.
Yeah, but do they think it's funner to be up and down? Is that manic and then depressive? Is
look.
that benefiting them?
No, probably not. But
So is it not better
it's like
for them?
if there was a
to be
way
on
to
it?
regulate it naturally, I think it'd be better. But obviously, they
Absolutely.
can't. Yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely.
But in terms of the drugs, that the problem is that people think that the drug is the answer.
Yeah, that's the consensus. I feel like that's what normal people.
But
and
the
that's not
drug,
correct.
the drug,
okay.
the drug is kind of like the little nudge.
Yeah.
And then you need to be able to address these other things that are happening, right?
Do you
It's
think
not a happy pill.
Do you think it's like a societal problem? That's because the way you're explaining it is the way that it should be in my head. But that's not the way that I've ever heard anyone ever say. And I know plenty of people that have been on depression medication.
Yeah. Well,
They're just like, this is a fix.
SSRIs are rampantly overprescribed, and there's a lot of
Bad education.
well, as far as I'm aware, SSRIs aren't meant to be taken for long term. Like they're not meant to be taken forever. And they're also, and if you think about the most common ones, like fluvoxamine, for example, that's an incredibly hard drug to come off. Like the withdrawals and the you have to taper off, and it's I've known people who've done it, and it's just like headaches, really irritable, not sleeping, sweating, all this kind of
Makes you
stuff.
want to go straight back. You're like a heroin junkie.
Yeah, it makes you just drops you down to
Yeah, and
lower
then
than. But the problem, I think,
then there's the problem of increasing the dose. So they're saying it's not working because they've started to feel better initially, but then they haven't done, as Kai's explaining, these extras.
Yeah, they didn't
right?
do the rest of the needs
they
to
don't
fill.
fix your life. And then as well, I think the problem with a lot of, if we're just talking about like SSRIs and antidepressant scripts, is there are so many different types. And I think a lot of people go on one, have the expectation it's going to fix their life. It may actually not be the appropriate one for them. They may have a placebo effect to begin with. So they're like, oh, this is fine. It doesn't actually bring them up where they need to be. They don't make the changes. They don't go off it. They then just double their dose.
Yeah.
So they were initially not on the correct one to begin with because they were having these maybe potentially negative side effects, but they just stayed on it because, it's supposed to fix everything.
And there's work that one of our colleagues is doing in a different department called pharmacogenetics, where the idea is you use your genetic profile to pick the drug that will work for you the first time.
Okay. So it's like, fuck your DNA. You're sick with this sickness.
Like, if you're depressed, this is going to be best for you.
Yeah.
Rather than, try this one. because like that's like
That's normal what happens.
Yeah.
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 There are
it's trial and error.
There are specific genes that correlate to specific biochemical pathways that lead to depressive states. So you may have a gene that relates to a dopamine transporter. It may be COMT, comethyltransferase, or it may be SERT, which is more of a serotonergic problem, or it may be a noradrenergic problem, because you can see gene transcription that relates to the synthesis of these enzymes that will come in and maybe be either over created in the brain, and you may need a drug that really targets that specific gene, or specific single like SNP in their genetic test. But that's the idea. Like being really targeted with it can be quite useful.
Yeah, because actually, it's based on other people's like DNA pathways, right? That's what you've seen it before.
Yeah.
You know it works. You know it doesn't work.
Yeah, well, he's just in the process of recruiting for clinical trials right now.
For depression.
Yeah.
I might know a couple of people.
It's for young people.
say
So I
looking
think
children, youths.
the upper limit I think is 24 for
Oh shit!
what he's doing.
No,
But
Sorry, we're a
don't
little
know
bit
anyone
over.
that young. That's
but
maybe.
I mean, if you think about it, if someone starts something when they're young, they're just going to keep going. Whether it benefits them or it doesn't benefit them, it then becomes a bit of a crux.
Yeah.
And
Well, I know one of my good friends, I think, has probably been on antidepressants for like 14 years.
yeah,
People
That
do.
long.
and in that time, has he thought,
He's never getting off.
I'm going to make some lifestyle changes that'll make me happier.
Are they
He's
actually
not going to listen to
working?
this, so it's all right. I will say this. I don't think he's ever going to fix the problem.
And this is always my question as well when people start talking about antidepressants. I know a lot of people on antidepressants, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm on antidepressants, da 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 da. But when I speak to them, I'm like, you still seem depressed. Like,
There's no solve.
are they actually working then?
Nah, that's how I feel. I find a lot of people that are on antidepressants like, you're not happy.
Well, I'm on antidepressants and 100% the whole light switch. I'm so much better now. Like, I genuinely, it was like day and night. So this is what I mean by you also got to find the right one for you.
Because you're fixing the other bits and then eventually you'll stop taking them?
Well, yeah, hopefully. But there's a lot of other things that feed into it. But it was, without making changes in my life, almost like day and night. Almost immediately after 6 weeks. And I tried 3 different ones.
Does that mean you'll be stuck on it forever? Or do you?
No.
Because you've got the education to fix the rest of the
Yes,
things.
and there were other things at the time that were feeding into it. And I absolutely could reflect on since then the contributing factors that I probably actually couldn't have changed at the time. So 100% it was a situation where nothing else was going to help. But the mindset shift solely because of the medication was huge. Okay. And then
I had a completely different experience. Like, I was going through a very, very, very I know that you guys think I'm stressed all the time. This was an especially stressful time for me. And I said to my psychiatrist, I was like, I'm incredibly stressed all the time. Like, I sleep about 2 hours a night. Like, it's really affecting my life. And for the first time ever, I said, I'm willing to go on something, but something that I can stop, right? I'm not going on something that has long side effects or whatever. It needs to help me be able to sleep, and I also need to be able to not take it should I choose to.
Stress and depression are very different as well.
Yeah.
They go hand in hand.
It was depressing how stressed I was, but
Good way to put it.
and
I'm sad about how pissed off I am.
I took them, and yeah, I had about 3 really good nights sleep. And then after that, what I noticed really starkly was that I was not myself. Maybe that was good for other people, wasn't good for me. It was like I couldn't feel anything much of anything.
You're like them spikes in the middle.
But that's when I would be like, okay, cool, so that's not the medication for you then.
So, like, I wasn't excited about stuff. I wasn't
But also
sad
treating
about
a different
stuff.
thing as well.
I wasn't like I didn't want to do any of the hobbies that I love doing. I had like no motivation to do that. I felt like I'd lost
Yeah. So
like
absolutely.
what makes me feel like me,
Yeah.
but I wasn't as stressy depressy,
Yeah.
but I was also not me.
But this is like when people say I'm an I'm on an antidepressant. The first question I'm like, well, are you better or are you still depressed? Because if you're still depressed, then you go off it. You don't stay on it. Like I tried 3.
Well, so this is the thing. So this is why we need things like objective
Absolutely.
testing,
Yeah.
objective biomarkers that can say, so if it takes you, 3 months to work out of something.
It took me 2 weeks on the second one, went off at cold turkey and had the worst time. Like, yes, there should be, but
there are things like what the clinic that me and Andre work with, we're trying.
TMS. Yeah.
No, with the heart rate stuff.
Oh yeah.
That's
Diagnostic.
what it's not diagnostic because that costs a lot of money to get through the departments it needs to be, but it is enough that it gives you an indication.
Same as EEG.
So
Highly indicative.
yeah. So it's almost scary, robotic how people's 24-hour heart rate looks when you've got depression. So you're awake. This is like your heart rate's high. You're awake. You go to sleep. Your heart rate should lower, right? Because you're unconscious. You're asleep, and then it should stay low because you are asleep, and then you get this thing called cortisol peak shift, which is what wakes you up. Mm-hmm. When you're depressed.
It's cortisol that wakes you up.
Yeah.
The stress thing.
Yeah.
That's fucked. I didn't know that.
Cortisol is a very, very good hormone.
It's good in the right amount.
You want cortisol. Is it like cortisol in the morning? That's its purpose. It's to wake you up. It's to ramp up the system.
Get you going.
But every 24 hours, you go through a peak cortisol amount. You want that in the morning. And if you look at people who have depression, their cortisol peak shifts later in the day.
Okay.
And so, like,
So in the middle of the day, like, fuck, I'm up right now.
well, it's just it's abnormal. Like, it's not it's not how it should be.
Or sometimes it's earlier, and that's why with depression you get early rising. And so their sleep pattern, they're awake, their heart rate's high, and then it goes down because they've gone to sleep, but then it goes up like that. Instead of being a bucket, it'll go up like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's like a consistent rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you've got someone who's anxious, you've got the inverse of that. So heart rate, they're anxious until the point at which they have to wake up, and they wake up and they're anxious again.
Sorry. So I was like, is that me?
It's absolutely
Get yourself a
nightmare.
smartwatch.
I only learned what anxiety was like 4 years ago. And I was like, that's what that is.
Oh.
That was normal.
Yeah.
Honest to God, pretty similar here.
Yeah.
Yeah. When someone explained it, like, it's like fight or flight. And I was like, this is why I'm angry.
Yeah.
This is like an anger problem is
Yeah.
anxiety. And I was like,
Anger is a secondary emotion.
Yeah.
Anger is always something else.
Well, it's because when I was a kid, being sad didn't matter.
Yeah.
So I was like, just get angry and then things would get solved. So
Anger is
I guess
always a
that's what it
secondary
was.
emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, with things like that, so if someone has like a smartwatch on, except if it's an Apple Watch, because Apple don't like to share the data, and they also have very small battery lives. But you wear this watch.
I actually,
This is the easiest negative ad for Apple. Dog shit, don't buy.
to be fair, I had a sleep app which mapped my heart rate with my Apple Watch, and I saw exactly that. I've had a decrease in my heart rate wouldn't drop overnight. And nope. And I started investigating that 2-3 years ago
remember.
now. You were an
We were
honors
both
student.
looking at that.
We
Yeah.
were both looking at it. And
Can we put a Sherpa watch on you?
yeah, it drops now. It didn't drop for a really long time. And yeah, I like almost at all. And then it drops now, and I wouldn't have any deep sleep. So I would have 30 minutes of deep sleep a night, and now my sleep's regulated and I have a quality sleep.
So
and everything.
the algorithm that it gets run through, it accounts for not only heart rate variability, but circadian pattern, and it's built on, I think it's 10,000 or something people. Like an awful lot of people with diagnosed conditions, and it's based on you as well. So how far you deviate from whatever is your normal also. So it's irrelevant if you've got a really high heart rate or a really low heart rate. Like, it's just about the pattern.
It would look at
What is it?
auto sleep. I'll show you.
You have to show me.
Yeah. So it's about it's to do with sleep. But it knows how often, like, there's a variability of how much your heart can change overnight, and then it maps like when you were in deep sleep or when you were in like rested. But yeah, you set the whole thing up, and I noticed, my heart rate wasn't dropping overnight.
Were you lucid dreaming when your heart rate wasn't dropping?
Yeah,
or has that happened afterwards?
I've always lucid dreamed. You said you trained yourself by a dot on your hand. I trained myself as a kid by thinking about it before I went to sleep. I remember Googling lucid dreaming, and I was like, that sounds cool. I had like dabbled in it, and I was like, I wonder if I can work out how to control it. It got to the point where before I went to bed, I would think about lucid dreaming and being awake in my dreams and controlling it. And then I would have a lucid dream. And I don't do that anymore, but that's how it started.
Yeah.
I would regularly think about it as I was going to sleep. And then it's just happened since I was probably 10, 11.
10 or 11? Fuck. I didn't know the internet when I was 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Apparently, lucid
I was a
dreaming
Neither did
nerd.
is
I.
like linked to the cholinergic system in the brain.
The what? Cholinergic?
Yeah, it's like there's another neurotransmitter in the brain called acetylcholine. It's to do with focus.
Yeah.
Focus on something. It's also to do with like muscle control as well in the body. But I've heard of people taking like cholinergic supplements to make themselves lucid dream more.
Yeah, I've heard of a few things to do it, but I think it's a matter of just training yourself during the day.
Yeah.
Because it's all you need is in your dream is to have one thought to go, is this a dream? And then the minute you think that, you go,
It's an awareness.
fuck, it is a dream. And then once you're in.
Yeah.
But then the only problem is sustaining it. Like, at first it's hard to sustain. You're like, oh, I'm in a dream. And then you wake up and you're like, cunt. And then you more go like, I'm in a dream. All right, don't fucking get too excited. Let's just paint the sky.
I wouldn't say a lucid dream like for long periods, in the way that I don't control it for a really long time, but I have an awareness of my dreams pretty frequently.
Yeah.
And then I know it was this year that I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this bathroom, or I don't like this thing, or even I'd be like, oh, I really like the dream I had last night. Let's do that instead.
Yeah.
And then I would just like relive that.
Yeah, that's like any night. Anytime I was asleep, it was like, I'm like, oh, I'm sleeping. But if it's to go to the full extent of like full control, I've got to get like a super awareness.
Yeah, it is. It's like there's an awareness where I'm like, cool, I'm dreaming, and I can like, if I really try, I can change it.
Yeah.
And then I think also I have a tendency once I've changed it to then settle back into dreaming, because I'm like, I've changed it how I want it now. So now I'm just going to let it flow out how I want it to.
I found like dream plans work the best. Like if you're like, I'm going to do this in the dream.
Yeah.
And then you have that thought process before you get in the dream. So one thing I was like, I'm going to summon a baseball bat and just fuck shit up.
Yeah. Right.
That sounds so weird, but at first I was like, baseball bat. I was like, it's not working. I was like, yeah, baseball bat. And then I got it. I was like, all right, sweet. And I was just going through a shopping
Catch me
just
trying this tonight.
smashing shit.
I'm absolutely going to go home tonight and be like, we're going to dream about smashing shit with a baseball
It's
bat.
the best, just in a shopping centre, walking through and just pegging shit.
Usually I don't know. I have never really tried to lucid dream since I was a kid. It just happens, but I think I'm going to try.
Yeah, so like I got tried to get to astral projection. The problem is like, if you're trying to astral project, you kind of get a lot more sleep paralysis. It's kind of like, it goes hand in hand.
I have had dreams where I have seen myself in my bed.
Yeah, like above yourself.
Which is supposed to be
Astral
projection, but
you haven't hit the astral plane yet. That's the weird spot.
I would say no. I've had dreams about flying. I've had dreams about leaving my body and flying, but I wouldn't classify.
I've never got to like an astral plane. I get stuck. If that makes it sound really weird, but like literally like getting out of my body, I can sit up and I've got like half out and I'm like, let's go, motherfucker, we can fly.
I've spoken to people
Which is weird.
who feel like, who have told me they have, and I've spoken to people who have really wild
Yeah, to the astral, I've heard a few people like astral plane stuff, and I'm like, half on the world of thinking it might be real. It's hard, but it's hard to believe something so profound.
But it's also,
experience it.
again, back to like your belief system and do we have like a collective consciousness? And like there's a lot of, it just becomes very muddy in where,
The weird.
in the weird, yeah, and where you think everything lays. So depends on what you believe in.
I have one last subject to bring up. We kind of half touched it, and then I cut you off, which is ADHD and like those kind of diseases, disorders, whatever the fuck you want to call them, as like a negative. Like I think I don't see them as a negative thing. Most people that get diagnosed with it or use it as like victimhood, like, oh, I've got ADHD, so now I'm a dickhead. And you're like, cut it out, motherfucker. Like, just be less of a cunt. Like, I know quite a few people that like use it as an excuse to be a dickhead. I'm like, that's not fair.
So
In what regard?
Like, I think nearly everyone has some kind of way of relating to ADD or ADHD.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I find like, especially with this TikTok era of like, everyone's like, oh,
I've
my
got
ADHD.
so
like,
many opinions on this. Have you heard of the essentially, yes, because ADHD isn't a condition that gets diagnosed based off unique factors, right? Like unique symptomology.
it's pretty I feel like everything's a factor.
But
It's to the degree at which, so the symptoms, I think most people would know the symptoms. It's to the degree at which these symptoms become an actual problem in your day-to-day life. The severity of these symptoms is so great that it impacts your life.
the way I've heard it explained is you pee a couple times a day. If you're peeing 30 times a day, then that's a problem. So,
You've probably got a prostate issue if you're
well, if you're peeing 30, like everyone's going to do ADHD things, absolutely. But if you're doing it 30 times a day, then that's a problem.
Because I feel like it's like Dexies are just like a workhorse drug. It's like you don't fit the normal mold, so we're going to give you this so you just concentrate real hard.
So Dexies don't make me concentrate. I've had 2 Dexies and a coffee and taken a nap.
Yeah, but
But,
that's
like,
So the theory behind Dexies is the theory on a dopamine deficiency, right? So you have either, some people say fewer receptors, or
Sensitivity.
you have less dopamine in general. Regardless, the effect is there will be less dopamine absorbed by your brain.
would there be a way to record someone's daily dopamine amount or receptors? If, like, say, future down the track, if you're like, hey, instead of just giving this shit to people, we'll monitor them for a week and see how they go.
You can do it. You can record metabolites in vivo.
How many,
Yeah.
But it's
blood tests you wanna take?
It means they have. Yeah, you can do blood tests. You can do metabolites.
I don't
but
know. We could record the amount of amphetamine in the system in terms of blood tests, but I don't know if you would be able to record.
Not dopamine from a blood test, but I think you can do some tests. You can do you can measure metabolites in the brain.
So there's a way to do it now.
do you think
Yeah.
that ADHD is
there?
not...
I'm pretty sure there is.
I don't know.
For dopamine receptors.
Oh, receptors? I don't know about receptors,
No.
but like dopamine
If we're,
amounts.
But the amount of dopamine would be irrelevant if you didn't have enough receptors. If all
That's
the
what they think
receptors
it
are
is.
full.
they think it's not enough people with ADHD don't have enough dopamine receptors. The dopamine's there, we're just not using it.
Yeah, well, that's hard to quantify.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So if that's it, then how do you quantify it? And what reasonable action would you take to
It's hard to-
remove somebody's
You have
brain
one.
a
You
little
have
bit to
one
check?
further problem with that is
You have an overload of excess dopamine?
yeah. The
store
problem
Well, not
with
if you
dopamine.
can't absorb it, no.
No,
yeah,
no,
would
no.
it just store somewhere? Like, what would it do? What happens with it?
There's 2 parts of your brain that make dopamine. There's substantia nigra and nucleus accumbens. Substantia nigra is more for motor control movements. Nucleus accumbens more of that sort of motivation, focusing, executive function, that kind of thing. The idea, the problem is the first line treatment of using amphetamines or dopaminergic drugs is that they want to put more dopamine in the system, or they want to stop the DAT from uptaking dopamine that's in the synaptic clefts. The problem is dopamine itself is it's excitotoxic by itself. If you have too much dopamine, the neuron tries to protect itself by down-regulating the receptors that take dopamine into the system.
Okay, yeah.
So if you just smash your brain with dopamine, your brain goes, holy shit, this is toxic. This is going to kill the cell. So it drops the amount of dopamine receptors that take it in as a way of preserving and, protecting the cell.
Yeah.
The problem with that is...
So it's like... Why when people take drugs, if they keep taking drugs, it gets weaker and weaker, and they have to keep taking more and more because it's trying to protect itself from the out it's getting.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tachyphylaxis is the term for that. Yeah. Exactly. So it's basically you've desensitized your brain to dopamine, so it requires more of it, which is a tough one because if you're someone who doesn't have a lot of receptors and you introduce a drug, it can be tricky.
It doesn't. The drug essentially makes the dopamine hang around longer.
Okay.
Depending on the drug you take.
Depending on the drug you take.
I see where you're going with the TikTok thing, because this is where I don't think that, I don't think that TikTok's causing ADHD.
I don't think TikTok's causing it. No.
But
There's a lot of reels where people are like, now I'm a dickhead.
I think,
it's just cunts with cunts.
yeah, I think, in all honesty, people are going to use any mental health condition to be a dickhead.
Yeah. But it's just
You can use anything to be a
It's an
dickhead.
easier one now, I've found. Even when people aren't diagnosed with it, it's like, but I've got it because this TikTok reel said I do all these things, it does it.
I think there's always going to be a good side and a bad side to everything. I think TikTok has allowed especially female and women to talk about their lived experience, which is not covered by diagnostic DSM at all.
Yeah. And
or studied.
late diagnosis in women is incredibly common because the initial diagnostic criteria in the vast majority of studies excluded women.
Yes.
And the presentation, and fundamentally within the brain, men and women use their brain differently. The presentation, despite it being the same condition, is going to be different in women. So it is unrecognised largely. And
the manual
we're just coming to that.
Was written on hyperactive boys.
Yeah.
And then they were like, cool, this is ADHD. So I think it was a platform that allowed a lot of women to speak out about their experiences and lived experiences, which differed from this criteria. And it made a lot of people realise that, I relate to that. Do some people go overboard and self-diagnose that probably shouldn't? Absolutely. I think everything's taken with a grain of salt. I think if you do your research and you
go to a professional,
to someone who can put the pieces together with you, that's very different to saying I saw someone say it on TikTok and I act like that, so now I can do what I want.
But there's a lot of people that do that now.
Yes, but those people
dickhead.
it could be anything, and they could say that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
but at the same, in what you were saying before, that people use it
as an excuse
to excuse poor behaviour. I fundamentally disagree with that.
I'm not saying all people.
No, I'm saying not disagree with that.
Oh, okay.
I disagree with that behaviour. I agree with your point.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
using it as excuses.
piss poor excuse. Oh no, sorry, I'm 2 hours late to this birthday dinner. Sorry, it's my
I'm laughing because I've got a
ADHD.
very specific friend that's like, I run on my time because of my ADHD.
It's my ADHD. It's like, no,
He's gonna hear that too.
you haven't really considered anybody else except for yourself. You're being selfish. If you have ADHD, that's absolutely fine. It doesn't necessarily hinder areas of life. Medication isn't necessarily the answer. I agree. In my opinion, I'm not a psychiatrist. In my opinion, medication for ADHD should be taken on a PRN basis.
What's PRN?
As required.
Okay.
So if...
So if you're like, today, need more motivation, take some meth.
Today I write my PhD thesis.
Yeah.
As two people who are diagnosed with ADHD and are doing PhDs, no, you will make your life work for you regardless of what you're dealing with. And some people in this life are going to use every excuse they can. And if that's one of the excuses they use, you'll find someone that's like, well, sorry, I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm like gonna do like
Yeah,
it's a
Just a
personality.
really good way to
It's a personality type. It's not anything to do with a condition they have.
Yeah. And I think more beneficial for me than anything, my remote taking diagnosis is very confusing. I was doing a study in my honours which looked at the effects of raised levels of CO2 that they predict in like the year 2100 and what that would do to the physiology, brain function of somebody, so in the womb, like would that change things? And then I was doing these behavioural tests and the behaviours that I was observing, I was fine for the males. I was like, yeah, ADHD. The girls wasn't so sure, but then I was looking into ADHD and I was like to myself, well, I think everybody does that. And undiagnosed at this point, by the way. Anyway, so bring it to my mother. Also, there's a high ADHD is more heritable than height.
Height?
Yeah.
Highly genetic.
So
Yeah.
I bring it to my mother and I'm like, Mum, what do you think? And she's like, everyone does that. Bring it to one of my mates. Everyone does that.
Yeah, don't bring it to people in your circle.
And
don't do that. 'Cause
I was just like, yeah,
they're all
I'm at an
diagnosed
absolute loss. This is exactly how I and everybody around me lives their lives. Like, I don't think I can conclude this. Anyway,
Do
so
you find it as a benefit?
to find out,
Like having it?
there
Like,
are
as a
pros and
benefit?
cons. I love how creative I am. I love that I can think really fast. I think it makes me obsessed with research. I think there's a reason there's a high prevalence of it in academia, but also sometimes it sucks when I go into a room a couple of different times, or if I forget things, or I have to write down a to-do list all the time because my brain will either constantly remind me or I'm just going to forget. But you work around it.
yeah, that was my next point was rather than medication, it was knowing what I had, giving myself a break. Because for a lot of, I didn't get diagnosed until I had my bachelor and then my honours degree, and I started working and trying to juggle all these things. And at the hospital they start early, and that wasn't good for me. But it was all these things, and I was so stressed, and I just suddenly couldn't do it anymore, and I couldn't sleep, and I was stressed all the time, and I went to the doctor hoping that she would give me something to help me sleep. She made me do this absurd checklist, which turned out to be the DSM-5 criteria for ADHD, as obviously. And then she went, you've got ADHD, you need to go and see someone. And in classic fashion, I waited until the referral was almost out of date.
Yep, the process for an ADHD diagnosis is not conducive to people with ADHD.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I also waited way too long.
And just it was more the knowing and understanding, the ability to give myself a break. I'm still not very good, as you two know, at giving myself a break, but I know that I can. Like, I don't have to be doing everything all of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be two types of people in this world. The people that will see their flaws and be like, cool, a challenge, I'm going to work on that. Or that will see their flaws and be like, cool, perfect, that's everyone else's problem.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And just having things to sort of work around it. Like, I know that it's a distraction for me if my house is a mess. So, but I also don't want to clean it. So then I have this thing like
Hack it.
I'll walk into a room. If I go into a room, I do 3 things. It's not every single time, but if it's a bit of a mess, those 3 things can be whatever I want. I can wipe one mark off a wall. I can...
Oh, so it's like your way of coping with it. You're like, I don't have to clean the whole house, but if I clean 3 things, then I'll be feel bad about it and it's done.
But also the same way, like we were talking about SSRIs. Like Dexies aren't a happy pill. They're not a focus pill even. They're like takes the edge off, makes things slightly easier. But at the end of the day, you still have ADHD. You're still like, I've taken them and then been hyper-focused on the wrong thing. Like you, at the end of the day, like you still have it and you're still going to have to work around it and figure out all of these things. There is no perfect pill.
Figuring it out without medication is the absolute most important thing.
It's like
Figuring out without medication?
If you're going on medication, it's like a small helper. And like I didn't go on it for a very long time. I decided to, like, I did all my research. I was pretty sure I had it. The reason I got the diagnosis and got the medication was because I was doing a PhD and I knew there were going to be some days where I have to focus and be able to write when my brain does not want to because of the ADHD. But I am going to have to because that's life. So now I do have a pill that sometimes helps and sometimes doesn't, because it's also how effective is influenced by your hormonal system.
So what do you think about kids having it at school?
Medication?
No, just
ADHD?
Like Dexies or Ritalin or whatever, any of them for kids, like primary school kids.
I think kids are kids. So
yes. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you should be, I mean, I have family and obviously it's highly genetic, where I've looked at the kids and been like, very high chance that they're going to have ADHD. I'm not going to diagnose that kid, but I will say, here are things that if you have an ADHD individual will help hack to get stuff done. You want my kid to do chores? These are just tips. If it works, amazing. It's not a diagnosis, but cool, it works.
But you're teaching them coping mechanisms straight off the bat.
Yeah.
As opposed to going, here's medication.
But I'm doing it based off of, I'm doing it based off the knowledge that, okay, it's probably genetic, you've got it, your partner's got it, high chance your kids have got it. There's some behaviours here which could align, but also kids behave like that. So it's not, like kids are kids, they're nutcases. So we're not diagnosing kids. I think if you try things that work and they work, amazing. If it becomes...
And if when they're an adult, in my opinion, if they're an adult and then they would like to seek that and they understand enough, but they've also fundamentally got those things in place that allow them to just live their life, whether that's weird shit, like you go in a room, you wipe one thing, you pick one thing up, like whatever it is, like you have to be able to cope.
Yeah.
You can't just rely on fucking Dexies.
But that's true. I think I would have benefited from education. Like when you're in school, it is a very neurotypical way of like...
Peg, fucking circle, smash
exactly. It's like do this and don't do this. And I now, after having the diagnosis, have had to unlearn all of those things because I'm like, oh, you told me you do this because this is the best way to get it done. But I now know...
I just got in trouble a lot.
Yeah, you did. Okay.
That was me.
Yeah, but like I now know those things aren't the best way to get it done for me.
Yeah.
But if I had been raised with the don't listen to that, do what is best for you, that would have been...
figure out your own way to make it work.
Would
not
have been
just
really
fucking go,
just ignore what they say and do it your way would have been really beneficial for me, I think.
I have a massive problem with the school system.
Yes.
Failed me very badly.
Yes.
A lot of people, I think, overlook the role of diet and exercise.
Yeah.
Especially with kids. Like if you start your morning with just, a bunch of carbs or a cinnamon scroll or something, you get,
Well, just fucking cereal.
Cereal,
It's
same.
fucked. It's
not
just
good for you.
sugar and carbs.
But if you think about what that does, that's like,
Fucks your brain.
you get that insulin spike and then you get this, drop in, you're basically depriving your brain of what it needs to function and give itself the tools for, thinking clearly. And if you think about, the parent who's really busy, they've just, they've got to go to work, they just pour some cereal for their kid's, watching his iPad while he's 24/7. Let's be real.
Yep, there's plenty of them.
Then I'm not surprised that this individual's having behavioral issues where they can't focus, they can't function in class. That's not surprising to me. That's like, I'm not sure why, that's like ADHD or not, that's probably going to be the problem.
This is why we don't
And it's the
diagnose
same.
kids.
And it's the same thing.
Too.
It's the same thing for adults as well. And I'll circle back to the depression point because they talk about SSRIs as a way of maybe breaking the cycle for someone. And then, Caerwen, you said it perfectly. It's like, here's how much help you will get from a drug, and then here's how much you need to do on your own. That on your own, if you think about exercise, that's probably the best thing one can do for these sorts of things, ADHD and depression as well. Exercise, funnily enough, works on the same target as SSRIs. SSRIs downstream, if you increase serotonergic activity, you're increasing BDNF, which is basically a molecule in the brain that preserves neurons, neuronal health, increases synaptic connections, increases plasticity. It's basically just, your brain needs it for everything, really. If you exercise, you get a dose-dependent increase in BDNF. They've measured this in rats, and it's quite a profound effect. That's why you get a lot of, clear-headed thinking and good mood benefits from exercise, but it has a number of ways that will help you with concentration, with mood, with everything. And but the thing is, like, taking a drug, it's a lot easier than going for a run.
Yeah. Quick fix.
Very quick fix, and
Always,
And exercise is genuinely fucking difficult.
yeah, absolutely.
So this is my thing. I'm not a formal exercise lady. I am.
I clearly am not.
I'm tired and I'm going to gym class and someone's telling me what to do, I have the strongest urge to actively defy them. But I know that what stops me is that I've paid to go there.
Yeah, you're still like, I'm wasting money if I don't do this.
But I know that I don't like that. No, that's not for me. So exercise for me is in different ways. So maybe I'll do some gardening. I'll go on a walk.
dancing around your house is exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are exercise.
Make exercise fun.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't
Make
have
exercise fun again.
Literally. And exercise well can be like swimming's good too. Like
Salsa dancing.
Yeah, salsa dancing on a Thursday night.
but in terms of like something that's like good on your joints, like won't wear them down and
Increases your heart rate a bit.
increase your heart rate. Walking and swimming are the two best things that
Easy
you
ones.
can do. Yeah.
Yeah, go for and
you
like,
don't have to
sunshine.
be in a gym to do those.
Oh, no, running was the one that I tried that really pissed me off. I was like, this fucking sucks.
You're not alone
You
there.
gotta get past that point.
I tried so fucking
Yeah.
hard.
Going for a walk is one of the best things you can do.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
for your brain,
Going
it's
for a
so
walk,
good for
Going
you.
in
for a
the
walk
sun.
with somebody else,
Yeah.
Yeah.
unless they're
Talking shit.
slow.
Go for a little hike.
And then it's awful. If they're a slow walker, god damn.
Ride.
Nah, go for a walk,
damaged
headphones
myself
on.
riding bikes last
Don't go
week.
for a walk with a dog though.
Tell me about it.
If you go for a walk with a dog, everyone stops and talks to you and it's hell on earth.
Hell annoying.
Yeah.
As you know, there is no animals in this house. Just me.
Or you accidentally go for a walk with your cat because he follows you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And then it's just embarrassing.
Oh, okay. Actually, I will go one more. And then I'll let you go because we are at like 2.5 hours nearly. Sorry.
That's unsurprising.
We can talk for a while.
We could talk too long.
So I never get anything done.
This is like back to a very weird point because you mentioned you just recently had a cat that died, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. So I have a sleep paralysis cat.
You see a cat with sleep
I don't
paralysis.
see it.
What's its name?
I don't fucking know. It's creepy. It's weird.
Is it a sound or do you
so
feel
the
it?
first time I had it, I fell asleep. It was I was having like a power nap during the day, and it curled up in the back of my neck, and it was just purring. Like I've had cats before, and I could just feel it purring, and I was like, I don't have a cat. Why the fuck's there a cat in my house? I was like, oh, this is so weird. And then I was like, oh, I can't move. And I was like, oh, all right, I'm having sleep paralysis, and there's a cat here. This is fucking weird. Then eventually I moved, and there was no cat. And I was like, odd. Went to sleep. And I woke back up. Well, no, I was sleep paralysis again, and there was the sound of a cat chasing a ball with a rattle in it down the hallway. I couldn't see it, but I was like,
When did you last have a cat?
last cat I had, fucking very long time ago, over 8 years ago. But my first cat is tattooed on me, so.
Cute.
But yeah, and then it was running up and down the hallway, and it was one other time, but I thought I'd bring that up because
Memory consolidation.
Well, that was only this year or last year, in the last year, and then the last time I haven't had a cat in this house. Obviously, it's too new. But it was weird.
You still dream about like childhood homes and stuff. It's not memories.
that's a good point.
You shouldn't grade it on how recent it was to you based off.
But the sleep
how much you should
paralysis
remember
part
it.
was like, why is there a cat in my sleep? Like,
very
not
strange.
even-
That is,
Well, it was like cuddling up to you.
Yeah, it wasn't being mean.
So it's a good
yeah,
cat.
that's good.
it wasn't
So
being
it's
mean.
not a sleep
So maybe
paralysis
it's like
demon,
a
sleep paralysis
comfort,
angel.
A comfort little sleep
Friendly.
paralysis.
Sleep paralysis angel.
Friendly ghost cat.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, there is other things that happen to me. I get slapped in sleep paralysis.
Wild.
Yeah, like on the face, but now I think maybe it's like a cat. Because like cats do
Maybe
that
it's
shit
the
to you when
cat.
you're sleeping.
Is it like
Could be
a?
the same thing.
Is it like a big slap or is it like a tap?
It's like annoying.
It's a cat.
Yeah,
There you go.
the very first time it happened, I actually didn't. I thought it was one of my friends. I was sleeping that way on a couch, and there was people.
Maybe it's a
there.
sign you need to
My
get a
partner
cat.
does experience that, but it is me, and I'm like, wake up,
yeah.
god damn.
This was This was,
The slap, but it's not paralysis. It's Mel. Mel is the paralysis demon.
Wait, you're waking Tom up?
Yeah, he's like screaming my name. He wants to be woken up.
Oh,
when
that's
he's
fair
like,
enough. when he's
Once I poured a whole cup of water at him, and he still didn't wake up. And I
When
was
it's-
like,
when it's
"Wait,
living
you
outside
must
the
wake."
He was aware.
I was like,
so he was in sleep paralysis, and you poured water on him.
well, he wouldn't wake up.
kinda
I was
cruel.
shaking him. I was
He
shouting
was
his
awake.
name.
He just couldn't move.
Well, I couldn't get him up, and I poured water on him. Didn't work, and I just went and slept in the other room. I was like, "You can have your demons."
You left him alone with
Oh,
the
it worked
demons?
tomorrow.
My demons know how to swim.
Oh no.
Well, that's a great place to wrap it up. Do you guys need to promote anything?
Yeah, well, for the Sherpa clinic, which is what we were talking about earlier, which is where we're using the data from smartwatches to help monitor patients who largely we're looking at patients with anxiety and depression, who Medicare funds 35 or 36 sessions.
35 sessions and then a top up of 15 after a certain amount of time between them.
TMS, which is transcranial magnetic stimulation.
That's what I was calling the shock therapy.
Yes, it is not. It feels rather like someone's lightly tapping you on the head.
But you put like zappy things to people's brains.
No. No, you literally,
We're not talking horror movies anymore.
literally, we put like what in essence looks like a swimming cap with the area of your brain that we need to stimulate mapped onto it for you. And then it's a light tap. It's like for 5 minutes, and there are 35 sessions, and it's used to treat depression and anxiety where 2 medications have failed. There are other clinics that offer that in Perth, but the difference with what we're doing is we also use the smartwatch monitoring, which is there's a lot of studies behind it as well, but no one else does that, and they can't because we patented it.
So you're seeing how it works over the long term.
So whether you're getting better, the degree to which you're getting better, if in real time, if we need to change the treatment, change the area, the intensity, or change your medication, even if the medication's not working, we can see that in real time. And even after you've left the clinic, if you keep wearing the smartwatch, then and you relapse, because that's a really common thing that happens in mental health, is you're doing really well,
and then, you just have a
and then you just, life gets in the way again. Yeah. But it sends an alert to us, and it will say, contact this person, they've relapsed. And then we give you a call. We say, do you want to come in? How are things going? So
And that's what was the
the Sherpa clinic.
Sherpa clinic. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the side hustle for
Yeah.
It's not the side hustle.
the PhD.
No,
It's the other side of your life.
that's the other. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it's in West Perth. We've got one clinic right now. A few clinics using the software over East, but we'd like to.
And that's like the next level depression fixing. That's what I'm calling it.
That's right.
That's right, right?
That's
Yeah,
right.
Cool, got that right. Anything else? No, well, I'm going to shamelessly plug a show at Fringe. I can't even look at that camera because it was not working. I'll look at this one. The Violators, the 23rd, 24th and 25th. Come see it. 4 sick fucks.
Love a Fringe show. Get me tickets.
Oh,
Love a Fringe
done.
show.
Wait, where's the
Easy.
location again?
It's at the... I'm glad I didn't even say the location. It's at the Cheeky Sparrow at the Mezzanine Bar in the city. So just off Murray Street.
Can I heckle you?
Nice.
Oh, yeah, you can heckle all day.
Yeah, nice.
That's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
Yeah. Oh, hecklers in that kind of show, you're just going to see me rip apart. It'll be great.
Perfect. Bring it. Now you know stuff about
You
me too,
didn't
so it's
really
gonna be
rip
real
me
personal.
apart. You're a bit stunned.
I was finished up. I had to stop. If I had any more time, I would have fucking tore down, but I literally had to wrap it up.
Would you
I had
have,
it right.
do you
They're
think
like, get the fuck off stage, come. You're
Mel,
done.
we're going to Fringe. We're going to Fringe.
What's the dates for this again?
What's the
With the date for your show?
23rd, the 24th, and the 25th? But a better one might be on the February 7th, which is in Fremantle, which I just remembered that I'm doing.
Is that
February 7th at 9 o'clock at Ronnie Knight's in Fremantle.
Ronnie-
That's my
oh,
solo.
yeah.
That's solo. That's 50 minutes of just me.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's.
nice.
So that one's probably better.
I live near
Alright.
Frio, so that's.
Tee us up. We'll come to Ronnie Nights.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go. You can watch me do all the weird shit.
Yeah, nice.
I'm here for it.
Perfect. All right. See you later.